Hello everyone, this is Shepard from Late Afternoon Gaming. This is a re-release of one of our favorite episodes that we did during our first campaign. It's an extra episode from our Curse of Strahd campaign, and the first of our Adventurers League side episodes that we did periodically. I released this one on November 26th, 2021, which was between sessions 8 and 9 of that campaign. For this release, I attempted to make some improvements to the audio, though it's still pretty bad compared to our current standard. Cut out the pre-session talk and appended a new discussion to the end for some reflections from the group after a few years. For the video, I've done the same audio visualization we do for all our modern productions to make it easier to identify who's talking. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay. Well, it is November of 2019. Donald Trump is in the White House. The swamp is, fully drained or close. REO Speedwagons, Keep on Loving You is on the radio. And it's a Friday night, and you decide to go to your local gaming store, Late Afternoon Games, and hang out at the store. Maybe catch a game of D&D. And so you do. And as you walk inside, you can...
Real quick. Can you add some weather descriptions so I can put some sound effects in for that as we walk into the store and the bell rings?
Oh, yes. Okay, as you walk inside the door and the bell rings, you notice that it's raining inside.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A lot of wind. So everyone is having to use laminated sheets, and they are weighing them down. And you can smell microwaved food. Old paper. It looks like they have a lot of stuff here for a bunch of games that you've never heard of and you suspect won't be around for very long, but boy, do they take up a lot of space. And you can see that they have a couple of back rooms. You look into one of them and there's some folks painting miniatures. And you look into another, and it's a room with a bunch of those plastic fold-out tables with some cheap folding chairs around them, and a whiteboard in the back of the room with a sign that says Adventurers League, 6 o'clock.
I lean over to my friend Jack and say, "Hey, are you sure this is the right place? This looks like it's a place for fucking losers."
I'm right at home, and let's be honest, so are you.
I cry.
Yeah, I killed myself.
If you look around and you have a little bit of time to kill, you notice that they have nothing that you want here. None of the books that you want are in stock. The dice that they have are all colors that don't tickle you. But they're also obviously struggling enough that you feel a little bad about coming to play in a game without buying anything.
I buy the least progressive-looking comic I can find.
Okay. Yeah, something,
Can you describe it?
Just a shirtless, muscular dude on it. It's like
a Conan the Barbarian
yeah.
kind of thing.
Perfect.
From like the oldest one I can find.
Yeah. Okay.
I whip out $20 that my mom gave me, and I'll buy one of those sets of dice that just I don't need, but I'm just gonna buy them anyway.
Nice. Okay,
just
so
mismatched poly dice.
Yeah. So it's poly dice, but let's say the color of the numbering is really hard to see against the color of the dice.
So clear poly, but no coloring into the letter relief.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
right.
have to tilt it against the light to see the glare, so you can figure out what the.
You're gonna have to fuck around with it, touch it after you roll, and it's gonna bother people.
Okay, yeah, I'm buying a set of those with
nice.
for my 20.
Yeah, is anyone interested in any glow-in-the-dark dice that they can constantly irritate people by shining a flashlight at the table?
And then saying, "Hey, guys, let's turn the lights off."
Yeah, let's turn the lights out.
So is this a good opportunity for me to sweep into the store?
Yes.
Okay, I'll open the door, stride inside. I'm, normal, skinny, upper-end teenager wearing the long black trench coat. And since it's kind of drizzling a little outside, I will dramatically, swing my head to shake the rain off, which unfortunately causes my Coke bottle glasses to fly off my face. As I scramble to pick them off the floor, and the door shuts, a gust of wind will rattle the sticky tab notes on my RPG books and folders and files that are neatly organized in my left hand.
Nice.
I just look like a regular. I'm a human male, and I walk into the store, and I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, but my dad used to talk about it, and it sounded like fun. So my friend Jack, who has played a little bit before, or has at least played more than me, said that this could be a fun place to learn how to play.
Dungeons and Dragons is the only thing that gives my life meaning, and I really need this game to go super well.
Perfect.
Well, you can see that it's about time. It's just about 6 o'clock now, and it looks like there's no one in the Adventurers League room.
Hello? Is this the Adventurers League room at 6 o'clock?
Well, as you stride into the door, you look left and you can hear the chime of a microwave finishing, and standing over it is a portly, unshowered human male. And despite how warm it is in the room, he's wearing a lot of clothes. As he pulls his burrito out of the microwave, he walks over
Just
to
one?
the table. Just one. But he pulls a large knife out of his sweatpants somewhere and makes an incision along the burrito and begins stuffing it with pretzel rods.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say talk about hot sauce or something.
So as he finishes up, he makes a grand gesture and invites you all to sit down at the plastic folding table.
I give Jack a significant look.
This is normal.
Okay.
You like crunchy burritos, my guy?
He just looks at you and says nothing, and he sits down at the end of the table and he reaches into a duffel bag near the floor, and with a flourish, he snaps out looks like a homemade DM screen made out of Count Chocula boxes.
Ooh, that's spooky.
Hell yeah.
He sets it up on the table and pulls out a 6-pack of Mountain Dew Code Red, keeps it on his side of the DM screen, cracks it open, takes out a sticky note, and you can see it as he goes to affix it to his side of the DM screen. It says, "I hate players."
Okay.
Well, no, that's
well.
encouraging, because if he has to remind himself of that, then he doesn't really believe it.
Ah, good point.
Yeah. No, this is going well so far. I have faith.
Yeah. As you all sit down, he extends a Cheeto-stained hand and just says, "Let me see your character sheets."
I, hand shaking, pull out a folded sheet of paper from my back pocket of my jeans and hand it to the fine gentleman.
I pull out one of those clear plastic, like, folders that seals up, and inside I have about 20 sheets that have been printed out, so it's all typed out for my character, and it has several copies of each level up to about level 10, and I hand him one.
Nice.
Okay.
How bold.
Would you like us to say what's on our character sheets?
Yeah, you know what? This would be a good time for that. So let's start with Caboose.
Cabooses are at the end, you fool.
Yeah, what are you looking for in my character sheet?
I want to know name, race, class, brief description.
Yeah, I'm a Wood Elf Ranger 1, name Girthquake, just named after, what I'm going to do in the future. And, yeah, I'm just a Wood Elf that I kind of run around in the woods, play games with my friends. That's about it.
That would be terrifying if someone's like, "I'm named after my destiny." You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what's your name?" Girthquake. Like, I don't know, what does that mean?
You don't want to
So
know.
the DM goes over your sheet with a fine-toothed comb. You don't know what he's looking for. He keeps making disapproving noises, but doesn't actually say anything. And then eventually, roughly, hands the sheet back to you. It is smeared with Cheeto dust and crumpled.
Sad.
Roland.
Okay, so I look at my own sheet, which is an identical copy of his, and I'll lean over to my bag and pull out. Remember the D&D dice used to come in those little plastic clear things, right? And I pull one.
Oh, they still do?
Yeah, do they still? And I pull one out, and I've actually used it as like a holder for my miniature, which I will set on the table. Yeah, I'm playing a fallen Asimir paladin, and his name is Cronin. He is the Lord of Edges. He was a pirate before, and Cronin, it means darkness, because he's dark. He used to be a pirate. Now he's back on land to explore this adventure. He ran away at 16 to become a pirate when his parents went through a messy divorce, possibly due to infidelity. We don't need to get into all that. That's part of his dark background. But
yeah, he'll bring it up later. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, it'll come up, I think, often. So as you can see from the miniature here, he's very pasty and pale, with raven black hair and armor chased with silver. I didn't actually use silver paint. It's non-metal metal. It's a technique for painting that you don't use metallic, but it looks like metal. See the shine on it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the basics for him.
Wow. The DM immediately grabs it. Now it's covered in Cheeto dust. Oh, oh no.
Yeah. So as a DM flips through your what I assume is like 20 pages of pencil backstory where you like really laid out the page.
I did a cursory 5 pages, but if the GM wants more, I can probably whip something out in the next day or two.
Well, he just nods his head and mumbles something like, this is just like me.
Uh-oh.
And
a single tear rolls down his cheek when he reads the infidelity part.
Yeah, hands a sheet back to you with an approving look in his eye.
Okay, I'll sweep the tainted sheet onto the garbage can and pull out a fresh, clean one.
I haven't looked at that one.
Yeah, he gets a little embarrassed and kind of makes a point of he nervously sucks the Cheeto dust off of his fingers and then
I was gonna say, yeah.
wipes his hand on his jeans and then reaches
Which
out
are orange in that spot.
Yeah, a white or a wet hand to Shepard.
Like I said, I pull out my folded sheet and say, "Hey, I got a dwarf cleric level 1. My friend said that's a good build."
He snorts.
I'm sorry. What was the name of Shepard's character?
Oh yeah, my dwarf's name is Rough Stuffins.
It's a good name.
He's a life clerik.
What's life cleric?
They heal people.
We don't have time for that, and I hand the sheet back to him.
Okay, thanks.
Jack.
My character, I hand the sheet over, is an elf bard named the Great Bumpsumpo, and I think that speaks for itself. And I proudly I gesture to the sheet. A witness.
Wow. Yeah, so it looks like he wants to find something to criticize, but he can't, so he hands it back.
Because it's flawless. He plays the bagpipes.
Great. I hope Epidemic Sound has some good bagpipe sound effects.
I was hoping that you could just put in the Ripto's Rage, the song with like the...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Just over and over.
So great.
I hope you've all brought log sheets.
What is that? What's a log sheet?
I brought a bunch of extras if you need one.
Well, he will need one.
You don't know what a log sheet is?
Yeah.
Is that just a sheet where I keep my logs?
Yes.
He says, this isn't a 101 space, honey.
How do you expect
Sweaty.
to track your gold and your experience and your items without a log sheet? Because I'll tell you what.
Well, I got a space on my character sheet for that. It's right there.
Well, if I don't sign it, it didn't happen.
Okay, man, sure. Who's got an extra sheet?
Yeah, I need one too.
Yeah, here, take these. There's a separate sheet for Adventurers League.
Yeah, I play with a lot of people, and so I'm not going to remember what we do this week, because I have a lot of important games coming up.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's my passion.
And I'd appreciate it if you guys don't get in the way.
My passion is sports, but I sprained my ankle, so I figured I'd come in here and check it out.
He takes a bite from his like hot pocket thing, and you hear.
Your DM cracks a Mountain Dew Code Red and says, "Let's begin. Each of your characters, has received a personal invitation to attend a theatrical event, The Poppets' History of Hillsfar, playing one night only at the Cloverwall Roadhouse. Each elaborately styled invitation has been delivered to your character by unusual means, either found in your boot in the morning, appearing at the bottom of a mug of ale, or even dropped at your feet by an unusual bird."
Okay.
Oh, by the way. Okay, great. There are no questions. Let's move on.
Okay.
The Cloverwall Roadhouse is a ramshackle 2-story inn, a day's ride northwest of Hillsfar. The tavern offers reasonably priced meals and lodging, and the tavern keeper operates an amateur smithy that can shoe horses and repair armor as needed. The main tavern room is nearly empty, but the sound of laughter washes up from the basement. A broad-shouldered human stands in the doorframe under a banner that reads, "Poppet's Playhouse." He curtly greets you, the characters, takes your invitations, and directs you down the stairs to the show.
So, quick question.
This low
Where
basement
exactly-
is full of
okay.
empty benches facing an ornate hand puppet stage. The air is cool and musty, and thick with the smell of the 2 oil lamps that burn beside the stage.
Hey, I think Jack had a question, DM.
Oh, yes.
Where exactly is Hillsfar? Is this in the Forgotten Realms? Where is this set?
Yes, it's in the Forgotten Realms.
Okay. What country is it in? Do we know?
Let me check my notes. Sorry
Why would you-
if this was ruining anyone else's immersion.
My what now?
Don't cut any of this silence.
He fucks around on his phone for a while and says, yes, it's a powerful city-state located on the southern coast of the Moon Sea.
Oh, okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Is that all?
Yeah.
He stares for far too long at you, challenging you, daring you to do more.
This
I
is
lost
part
my
of the
place.
experience.
I lost my place.
Let me start over.
This low basement is full of empty benches facing an ornate hand puppet stage. The air is cool and musty and thick with the smell of the 2 oil lamps that burn beside the stage. A few puppets with human features wearing red feathered hats whack away at other puppets with elven, dwarven, and halfling features with tiny wooden swords. Although you seem to have arrived in the middle of it, the simple puppet show depicts the recent history of Hillsfar. The puppet Red Plumes defeat pompous elves, obstinate dwarves, and scheming halflings with their swords. The puppet show culminates as a puppet in golden armor appears. The crowd of puppets erupt with cheers of Torin and Lord Nomerthal. The heroic puppet strikes a dazzling pose and exits the stage. The unusual production is over. All of a sudden, a regal female elf in simple traveler's cloak steps from behind the stage, the golden armored puppet clutched in her hand. Her long white hair and pale skin contrast with her piercing blue eyes. Her demeanor is direct. Welcome, friends. I'm sorry. Welcome, friends. My name is Olasara Lightsong. I thought a glimpse of the propaganda that passes for entertainment in these parts here might be illuminating. We who harp wish to enlist your services.
Oh my god.
In the past half dozen 10 days, several... Several farmsteads between Hillsfar and the Cormanthor Forest have been raided. The farmers themselves have disappeared, never to be heard from again. The latest clan to go missing was the Ten Fellows, a family of halflings who have aided my allies in the past. We would enlist you to discover what became of our friends and rescue or avenge them.
I'm sorry, a half dozen 10 days really got me.
It's fucking so. Wait, is that in the damn? Like, did you make that up, or is that in there?
It's in there.
I don't know why that was
That's the
so
most
funny.
amazing thing.
He is
So,
bound by
so-
contract to only state what's in the actual adventure. That's how adventures
So,
really work.
question. So, at the end, the puppet in golden armor was referred to as a poppet. Is there any significance to that? Puppet versus poppet.
They appear to be interchangeable.
I see.
Twist it, pop it.
Are you speaking about Lord
Kill it.
Nomenthal?
Well, who knows? The Harpers want our help too.
No, it's the people who
I'm
harp.
sorry,
It's
they
different.
who harp.
It's a legally distinct organization.
We resemble, but are legally distinct.
Right.
Do you have any questions for me?
Several. Where you said it was between this place and Cormanther.
Yes.
What direction is Cormanther from here?
Let me check my notes.
I feel like this is important information.
I feel
What
like it's
year
not.
is it?
Do you have a map of the environs?
Of course I don't.
Do you have an extra burrito? I'm kind of hungry. I look around awkwardly at the table and because I have no idea what's going on. This being the first time I've ever played D&D, I'm looking at Jack like, is this normal? Like, what are we supposed to be doing? I whisper to him, Jack, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
Right now we're waiting for him to check his notes. Don't worry, it's all gonna come together.
Hey,
Just trust me.
Newbies, you guys should know some gyms will penalize you for like side table talk that's not in character.
Please be quiet.
If I talk with an accent, does that mean that I'll be okay?
Sure.
I'll just shrug.
Dude, I can't find this map.
Are you just looking for a Sword Coast map?
It's not the Sword Coast. It's farther. I think it's farther.
Yeah, the Moon Sea.
Yeah, hold on.
Also, do we know what year it is?
No.
Okay. So we have no idea if the elves are actually in Cormanther at the moment.
Whoa, sounds like somebody's read too many books.
Sounds like somebody knows how to fucking read.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're playing with R.A. Salvatore over here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry, guys, I don't really know much about Greyhawk, so
I get it.
Yeah, I haven't snorted as much Dragonlance as Jack has.
Those are good books, man. They hold up surprisingly well. Forgotten Realms, not so much. Hot take. But the Dragonlance books actually are still pretty good.
I remember I read that trilogy of Drizzt books that you recommended. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I read them in like high school, and I thought they were pretty all right. I don't remember a fucking thing from them, but
Sure, yeah. That series kind of, in my opinion, fell off. The Drizzt is
around
just
book
too much of
39,
like
it
a-
really kind of
Well,
got worse.
Well, it's just like the guy just can't. He's just too perfect, you know? He's boring.
yeah, but he's kind
It-
of like that from the beginning, right?
Yeah, but it's like at first it's like he's trying to find
Oh,
this
I
place,
found it.
and then he finds it, and then it's just that for another 20 books, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragonlance is cool just because of Raceland's character arc, but other than that,
I've heard he's actually pretty cool.
He's sweet, and he's voiced by Jack Bauer in the movie.
there's a movie.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
Dragonlance movie.
Yeah,
It looks really bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Well, send me a link or something so I can check it out, because that sounds pretty bad.
Cormanther Forest is south.
Oh, cool. Okay. So if we head south, we'll run into the 10 Fellows settlement.
Most of the farms are north and west of Hillsfar.
Oh, I thought you said it was between here and Cormanther. Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay.
The farm is located less than a day away on the border of the Cormanther Forest.
Okay, I'm confused again. wait a minute.
Whatever, I'm sure you'll find it.
Okay, understood. So we're gonna head north /
Or perhaps
west.
south, and we should run into
We're gonna head about half a day away from town, and then we're just gonna do a loop.
We'll gather and head in a direction.
Do you have any more questions for me?
Rough stuff and leaves. He walks upstairs.
Do we know what caused the attacks? Have you seen any tracks or anything?
We'll figure it out, guys. Let's go. Adventure awaits.
Adventure.
I have received
wait.
reports that the Red Plumes have been seen actively kidnapping people, but until recently I had dismissed it as a tall tale, a story to scare children and nothing more.
Okay.
The Red Plumes being a group of what now?
I think they were the protagonists slash, I guess, antagonists, depending on your point of view, in the play.
They're a group of mercenaries. I suggest that if you encounter a group of them who seem up to no good, you should take the opportunity to find out where their alleged victims are being taken.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be very forthcoming. Yeah, let's go.
Rough Stuffins says, "Threat not lassie.
So
We will take care of them."
they're mercenaries, but they
As the
engage
Red
in kidnapping
Plume's
for
relationship
profit.
with the leadership of Hillsfar is already tense, nonviolence would probably be... Oh, I guess that's the end of that sentence.
Okay.
That's okay. I wasn't listening
Not
at
an
that point
option,
anyway.
I think is how it
Non-violence,
ended.
not interesting.
I will offer you 40 gold up front to carry out this mission.
And
Rough Stuffins holds up a hand and says,
Absolutely.
"Oh, no, we cannot accept gold for
I'll
this."
accept it.
I'll accept it as well.
Zumbo takes it. So,
just-
to be clear, the mission is to find where they're holding the captives, presuming that they even are. Is that correct?
And rescue or avenge them.
Oh, I see. Okay, that got
With
dropped out
nonviolence.
of the
Avenge
initial
them with
mission statement, I
nonviolence.
believe. Avenge them with nonviolence, yes.
I lean over to Jack and say, "Hey, my character's lawful good. Can I accept gold for missions?"
I remember
If
this
it's
sentence now.
good.
It's nonviolence would probably reap greater rewards than not. However, I will offer you actually a large reward for being violent.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'll accept the 40 gold, and I will also accept the dwarf's 40 gold for him. I'll
No,
give
no,
it
no.
to
We will
him.
try our best.
Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Right, marching out the door.
Thanks, Olisara.
She had a name?
Yeah. She sure
Olisara
did.
Light Song.
I'll draw my sword and point at the sky and yell, "We will avenge them!" Possibly without violence.
Well, they might not be dead.
Hmm.
But we could kill them and then avenge them.
Exactly.
Arriving in Tinfellow Valley, you pass a humble mill house. to your
Oh,
left.
wait,
Its,
hold on.
its wheels turning in the...
All right, cool. I guess we're
Which
going.
direction did we go?
Yeah?
Did we
Yeah,
go
we did.
north?
For sure.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
We went towards there.
We went. Yeah, we went.
We went in the direction of Tenfellow Valley.
arriving
Oh.
in Tinfellow Valley, you pass a humble mill house to your left, its wheels turning in the alpine stream. As you hike up into the valley, you detect the sound of sawing timber, and coming around the bend, you can see the base of a new log cabin being erected in the center of the valley. Several ruined
Correct.
cottages are scattered around the southern slope. Nothing more than low stone walls heaped with burnt timbers. The valley is bright but cold. The hills are covered with waist-high chaparral?
What is that?
I don't know.
Like grass?
Look it up. And dotted with sheep. The ground here is well tended, be it slightly overgrown. A packed dirt road leads from the cluster of buildings to the northeast, towards Hillsfar.
Okay.
What?
The world is Hillsfar.
Short fruit trees and wheat fields are scattered around the valley. The weather is clear and mild with scattered clouds. It is well lit during the day. You will find out what it's like at night if you stay
What
here.
does it smell like?
You will find out what it's like at night.
You smell wheat and fruit trees, cut grass, and pipeweed, and hear the sounds of construction, baying sheep, and songbirds.
Oh, it sounds so
I
peaceful.
taste the air. What does the air taste like?
It smells like cut grass and pipeweed, but to your tongue.
Okay, I follow the
Seems
sound.
Which one? The songbirds, the baying sheep,
I
or the
follow
construction?
the sounds of construction.
Okay. So
I'm coming with it.
as you follow those sounds, you come across a site where construction is occurring. A bony, shouldered man, missing several front teeth, is standing there with three individuals who appear to be his sons, teenage years to young men. Oh, you know what? Give me a perception check, everyone.
I think we could take these guys.
18.
My first one was a 3. I don't know why I rolled twice.
I did terrible.
Okay. Those of you who exceed 14, as you come across these, the men and his, the man and his boys are building a new cabin. And those of you who scored above 14 on your check notice that there's a gray-haired woman peering at you from inside the mill house.
My character waves at her.
Bump Zumbo strolls up to the old man and says, "My good sir, I do say, have you seen red plumes in the area?"
I don't know anything about red plumes.
I see. Have you heard anything about attacks in the area?
No, I'm just here trying to build a cabin with my sons.
Okay, what about your sons? And he turns to the sons. Says, "What do you know?"
And then he starts jamming on his bagpipes.
Yeah.
So, the sons are healthier in appearance, but the family bears signs of previous malnutrition.
Oh, okay. Do I know what that looks like? You look like you were
apparently.
hungry 30 days ago.
Yes. The boys say, "We're not allowed to talk to folk like you."
You just did, though.
When you re-engage them, they say, "We're not allowed to talk to folk like you."
I want to talk to the toothless old man and say, "Who's that beautiful lass in the cabin?"
He says, "You must be seeing things.
Yes,
No,
a
she's-
woman.
She's right there.
My family's lived in this valley for years.
Hey, old man, what's your name?
Dirk Ehrlich.
Dirk Ehrlich. That's a strong name.
These are my boys, Gray, Chort, and Jeremy."
Gray, Chort, and Jeremy.
Write that
what
down.
did Chort do?
What do you mean, what did he do? He's building a cabin right now.
These are my kids, Mendel and Mead.
Ain't that right, Chort?
Dirk, are you familiar with the Tin Fellows?
Can't say I've ever heard of him.
That's weird, because you're in Tin Fellow Valley
Make an
right
insight check.
Awesome.
I got me a 15.
14.
19.
21.
Ooh.
Whoa.
You think he's lying?
I say, my good
I
sir,
think you might be
you're
trying to deceive
fucking
us.
lying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I rather think you do.
Don't lie to
How
us, old
old
man.
do his sons? How old do his sons look?
They appear to be 13, 17, and 20 years old. Gray, Chort, and Jeremy,
Respectively?
respectively. As you are rudely interrogating this family, a hairy man, barrel-chested, with long red beard and a hammer in his hand, strides up to you.
I turn to him and say, "My good sir, do you know of any, have you ever heard of the Tin Fellows?
Or the red plumes?
Or the Red Plumes, and any association between the two, perhaps recently where one got attacked?
And do you know who that lass in the cabin is?
He's getting whiplash, turning from each of you, asking these questions. And he says,
Answer me."
What about them who harp? Have you heard of them?
no, 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 and no. Everybody make insight checks.
Oh my god, we're gonna be rolling so many times.
10.
He seems like a pretty straight shooter.
14.
Yeah.
Don't lie to
This
us,
seems
old
like
man.
finally someone you could trust.
I want to go knock on the cabin door.
The
The
cabin or
one
the
with
mill?
whatever the place that had the lady in it.
The mill.
Yeah, the mill. Okay.
The mill.
Someone has
what's your
been
name,
taking
red-hair man?
fucking notes.
Bear.
Ooh.
Grills.
Like B-A-Y-E-R or B-E-A-R?
Like B-A-A-R.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, correct me. See what happens.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to go knock on the mill door.
Yeah. As you knock on the door, a gray-haired woman opens.
Opens the door.
Oh, hello
just
there,
opens.
lassie.
She opens
says-
her insides spill out.
I've lived here alone in the mill house since my husband's death 2 winters ago.
Fascinating.
What's your name?
Vidgus.
Vidkus, that's a beautiful name for a beautiful woman.
She-
Why were you staring at us?
She twirls her hair around her finger and says, "Thank you.
You are staring at us. What is the problem?
I was curious."
Do you know anything about the red plumes? We're looking around for them right now.
Yes, I saw them ride off to the north 7 days ago.
The north 7 days ago. Anything else?
Yes, after they kidnapped the Twin Fellows, the people who lived here, and then burned down all their homes. The night
I
of the
see.
raid, the Red Plumes came to my door, but left me unharmed.
Do you know if these gentlemen outside were here for that?
No, they came shortly after.
Thank you for your time.
I fear
I
for
close.
my life.
I
shuts
close the door. And I walk back to the crew.
Why? Why would they leave her unharmed? She's the first person I would kill.
Hey, gentlemen, how long have you been here?
They all look at you and simultaneously say different numbers.
Seems legit.
Seems you're pretty new here and conveniently arrived just after an attack of the Red Plumes.
Yeah,
start sweating.
Dirk, where were you before this?
The slums of Hillsfar.
South
could
of the
be in any
south,
direction.
or perhaps north of here. Yes.
I lose track of it sometimes.
Do any of them have, like, plumes sticking out of their back pocket or anything like that?
No, they look really scrawny and simple.
But not Bear. Bear looks like a huge dude, right?
Yeah,
Is it
Bear.
barrel-chested?
No, yeah, right. He's barrel chested, but the rest of him is tiny.
Oh. Well, with my new knowledge that they walked in right after the assault, I want to ask Bear.
You sure you don't know anything about the Red Plumes, friend?
No, Bear, not Dirk.
Since coming to work, I had figured that we'd been building on stolen land, but I feared reprisal from the Red Plumes if I raised suspicions.
Huh?
Huh.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Red Plumes came in and raided it, and you raided this place, and you said, hey, time to move to the place they just raided.
Something like that.
Bold.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we'll head
North.
North.
Well, before you
All
go, make perception checks.
15.
I got a 20.
Lord of Edges, my favorite character, notices someone hiding in the valley's low brush, watching.
I'll charge in with my sword drawn.
Ruff follows, not knowing what he's running after. Hammer raised.
Zumpo follow blasting on his bagpipes.
An elf woman pops up with her hands raised and says, "Please stop."
Wait,
Is it
Lord
the
of
same
Edges.
We're
it's
stopping? Okay. Oh, come out to a halt.
Wait, it's Olisara lights on?
You come across a short elf with pale, almost blue skin and long black hair tied in dozens of knots atop her head. She has a habit of chewing on her thumbnail when listening to others speak.
How do we know that? We haven't talked to her yet.
She starts chewing on her thumbnail.
We kind of had a brief conversation on the way over. Who are you, lady?
Didn't mean to scare you, lass. But who are you? Why are you spying on us?
My name's Dario. I
That
was
is one of the
afraid
questions.
because of the red plumes.
Haven't they been
The
gone for
Red
like a
Plumes.
week?
Are they around right now?
I know where they are. Their camp is close.
In what direction is it?
I can take you there. Come with me.
Alright, I follow.
is it more
With no
than-
questions asked, I just go.
Is it more than 7 days?
Can I make an insight check?
No.
I suppose.
All right, insight check.
Yeah, but it won't matter.
Yeah.
16.
Not good enough.
Ah!
She's up to no good. She's not telling you something.
Should we beat her into unconsciousness and strip her?
No.
No. Ruff would not be okay with that. He is not trying to figure out if she's telling the truth. He has a soft spot for poor non-humans.
Away.
Well, are
So
you
we-
coming
we-
or not?
Yes,
I am
with all
following.
haste.
I follow.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Girthquake is coming after her.
Earthquake.
Okay.
Does she look like
You
she's
march
been sleeping out here
through the
or
valley.
something?
Say that again.
Of the shadow of death.
Does she look like she's been sleeping out here? Or?
She's an elf. She probably just
She
meditates.
looks like kind of a nature chick. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Her blue skin, is that natural? Like she's just kind of blue?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Dabba-dee-dabba-die.
She could have hypothermia.
Straight out of Avatar.
It's not cold enough for hypothermia. But you guys march through the valley for a little while, and then she takes you, and she shows you a hidden forest path. There's got to be some relevant notes in here somewhere.
That's okay, you can just ad-lib it. You're an experienced DM. I know you can do it.
That's not what
Yeah.
this session's about.
This is your passion.
Can't find my fucking...
Yeah, when you follow the Adventures League, you have to stick pretty strictly to the module.
Gary
The
Gygax
hidden
wouldn't
path
have
is
written this.
littered. Yeah,
you know.
I know, right? No room for creativity in Gary Gygax's world.
He perfected it, so I mean, I'm not going to improvise anything as good as what he can write.
That's the spirit.
Let's see.
Did we
Okay,
ever get the
yeah.
DM's name?
Duncan.
Duncan. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm Caboose.
Easy to remember.
Yeah.
Hey, could you settle down? I'm trying to.
Sorry. Yeah. I just realized I didn't know your name other than DM.
He's
We're
like,
having witty
Duncan
banter
is
as we
sweating
walk.
and
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mopping my brow with what's left of my burrito.
And then he turned
and-
into a pickle.
So, as
funniest shit I've ever seen.
as this elf leads you through the woods, at some point she stops and then makes a series of fluttering whistles.
I'm getting my bow
Scoia'tael
ready.
about to attack us.
Yeah, I'm immediately gonna hide.
She says, "Oh, I'm just what?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Finish the sentence, please.
Yeah, all right.
Whom are you signaling?
Everybody, roll initiative.
Yeah, I strike her down with my sword.
Oh god.
I'm gonna throw down some good tokens here. So,
Oh my god, there's so many of these guys. Like 100 of them.
It's the train is
as she
coming.
whistles and you begin to run away, you find that you are surrounded by soldiers with red
Oh, no.
plumes on their helmets.
Hey, we're friends.
We just want to talk.
I take out a red plume and put it in my hat. Yay!
You don't have that on your inventory sheet, do you?
Oh shit, you're right.
Okay, I charge this
Jack,
guy.
you're up first.
Okay. Well then, I am.
Oh,
going
you know what?
to-
I've probably got some narrating to do. Hold that.
Okay.
The thick canopy blocks much of the sun's light from penetrating to the ruins below. Area is dimly lit. The ground here is flat but overgrown, creating difficult terrain beyond the buildings. The river is fast moving but shallow enough to ford without concern of being swept away. The brush heavily obscures any creature standing behind it and is treated as difficult terrain. You smell wild flowers and fresh rain, and you hear songbirds, babbling water.
Okay.
As you are being surrounded by these soldiers, you can see that some of them appear to have vials of these purple vials on their belts, and they begin taking out the bolts for their crossbows and dipping them in these vials.
Oh.
So what kind of
that's
action is that they're
encouraging.
using on their turn, I assume?
And Jack, you're up.
Great. All right. So I will move to be closer to the team here, and then I will cast on this individual here, Vicious Mockery.
We're giving up on diplomacy immediately.
Well, dude, they just fucking jumped out on us. Come on. And they're dipping their crossbows in something.
Or worse, the bolts.
That's 2 psychic damage. So I say, you're dumb and you have a small wee-wee.
So wisdom, DC 12, saving throw.
That seems overly hurtful.
Why don't you dip your dick in that vial? I bet it fits. Hell
He
yeah.
failed.
Okay, he believes me.
What else would you like to do?
That's it.
Girthquake is up.
How far can I move?
What does your sheet say about movement speed?
35 feet.
Okay, so that is 7 squares. Additionally, you can use your action to sprint, and you can take another 35 if you want. But you would sacrifice an attack.
I'm gonna move over to the bridge, and then I'm gonna shoot my bow at the guy that Jack just shot,
This guy?
or bump Zumpo. Yeah,
Nice.
Yes, thank you.
that
Give me a roll.
he's somehow recovered from small PP.
You never really recover from small PP.
There we go.
You can't shoot
There
a
you go.
longbow.
So just give you.
You need to equip arrows too.
No, I gave him the roll. So he got a 25 to hit.
No, Roland's right. I'm not going to count that.
Yeah, you have to equip the arrows. And make sure you keep track of everyone you fire, and you have to roll percentage to see if you can recover it after firing.
All right, DM. I have arrows. I'm gonna roll
Give me
my
a roll.
bow attack. Nice. Piercing damage 4.
4 piercing damage. You shoot your arrow, and it hits him in the shoulder and goes right through and flies out the other side.
Just to make sure it's noted, the one that got rejected because he didn't have the arrows equipped was a critical hit.
Yep, pretty funny.
Yeah. That's Adventures League, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not called Easy League.
Also, I don't know what's going on. Look at the number. It's in red. It's got a 4 plus 0 on it. I don't know what that means.
Well, so the red means that it's, I think, the lowest possible.
Yeah, you
Right, but
roll the 1,
what is
basically.
where's the 0 come? It says 1d8 plus 3 equals 1 plus 3 equals 4 plus 0. Where does it grab that 0 from afterwards?
Oh, I don't know, because it's also plus 0 on the 25.
Can we please keep going? We have a lot of adventure to get through.
Yeah, sorry, this is just my first time.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
The soldiers are up.
They kill you all.
Seriously, there's a dozen of them. We're gonna get raped.
Yeah. It's
Now,
fun.
have they already spent their action putting poison on their stuff? Because that's what I recall from before.
Yeah, DM, that sounds fair to me.
It is fair. Here they go. The guy that got shot with the arrow walks over to... Who's this?
That's the Great Bump
Zumpo.
The Great Bump Zumpo. Let's
You
see.
fuckers won't ever be able
bagpipes.
to touch me.
Playing furiously as this guy approaches him.
Yeah.
He draws a long sword out of its
Come at me,
scabbard
you
and
bitch.
swings it at your head.
Okay. Oh, no.
Does drawing his weapon count as an action?
Of course not. That hits.
Yeah, and I didn't even add his modifier.
I'm glad to see you don't have like a basic soldier thing pulled up that you can roll from. You're just gonna roll it all manually.
He does 6
All right.
damage.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You're already almost dead.
Oh.
Bump Zumpo, no!
Zumpo says, oh, fuck. Shit.
He sounds kind of like a Vogon. Oh my god.
Who's this?
Yeah,
Who is this?
who's that rapping?
I think that's Ruffin.
That's
Ruff
Duriel.
McStuffins.
No. So Ruff is over here.
Yeah, this is your elf
This is
guide.
Cronin.
Oh, sorry,
Wait,
yes.
so we're missing? Are we missing someone? We've only got 3 PCs in here then.
I went to the
Oh,
bridge.
sorry.
No,
Plus
you have
over here.
4.
Never
1,
mind.
2, 3, 4.
We're good.
He walks up to her and does not attack, and then his friend joins him, and then these guys move in, and then these guys move in, and this guy sprints, and then this guy comes up.
Flew right over that wall.
This guy comes right here, and he attacks Bump Zumpo.
Of course he does.
He misses, but then he attacks again. Yeah, that hits.
Bumps and Buzz going down.
Bumps up, oh no!
But you only have like 6 or 7 HP, right?
Same roll.
Or what do you have, 10?
Oh, he does 7 damage.
Alright, I'm down.
Okay, and he just slams your head into the ground.
You hear a desperate squeal from the bagpipes. It's just like as he falls to the ground. He falls on top of the bagpipes and just sort of like gasses out.
It's like a balloon.
Yeah.
This guy comes over and he attacks whoever this is.
That's me. No, wait, stop. We mean no harm. No. Yeah, that'll hit. God, these guys are rolling smooth.
He does 9 slashing damage.
That's right about all I can take. I've got 10 health, so.
And then this guy, he looks like he's an officer. He comes up and he attacks you with a sword.
Yeah, great.
No, this guy has a machine gun.
He throws a grenade. Yeah, that'll miss.
He misses.
Thank God.
So this guy, he's gonna come down, and this guy, and they're gonna actually sprint in. These guys are gonna sprint too, and that's their turn.
Jesus.
So, can he move from
Lord of Edges?
this square to there without me getting an attack of opportunity on this guy here?
Oh, no, because he actually came in this way.
Yeah,
North of
so
you?
he should be in this square unless he wants to take an attack of opportunity from me.
No, you get an attack
no.
of opportunity when they leave
Yeah.
your combat space, not enter it.
Right, but he would be leaving this space here to go to the one he's in now.
No,
Yeah, but
he
he never left your range, so he never revoked an attack of opportunity.
I furiously thumb through the player's handbook.
No, Duncan's right. You can attack him right now where you stand, so he's not left your attack range.
Okay.
Guys, we're in a pickle.
I say, look, I've never lost to a player before, and I'm not about to start.
Never lost or lost 2?
Lost 2.
Lost 2.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do, Lord of Edges, other than complain? You can do that as a bonus
I'm
action.
going to take the disengage action, and then I will place myself up here so I can hold the bridge.
Sweet.
Nicely
Bye.
done. Rough
Okay.
Stuffins.
Rough Stuffins is going to use a bonus action healing word to heal the Bard companion for 7 HP,
Hell yeah.
which is
Back
like
in
almost
business.
all of your health.
Uh-huh.
Let me consume a spell slot real quick. And I hold up my hands, one with a holy symbol and the other one kind of like holding up his warhammer, but in a sort of conciliatory manner, and say, "Wait, we don't want to fight. Please stop." And I want to convince them to stop attacking us.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
Uh-huh.
With disadvantage because one of you already attacked them.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, one of them is a 14, and the other one is a 7.
Yeah, they're not persuaded.
Great. Well, that's my action, so that's about it for me.
Okay. Bump Sumpo.
I'm going to spring back up with my rapier and
Oh my
stab
god. Come on, guys. You're not even trying.
Well, they're already attacking us.
But yeah, they're gonna kill us. We can either, we either definitely die by continuing to fight, or we try to get them to stop.
What
Okay,
if we
I'll
run? Option 3.
Hey,
Well,
there's no table
opportunity.
talk. We're in the middle of combat now. It's totally unrealistic for you to have this conversation.
Okay, fair play. Bum
You've
Sumpo-
seen me try to convince them, and maybe you're inspired to do the same.
Bum Sumpo springs up and plays a conciliatory tune on his bagpipes.
I'm perfect.
Make a performance check.
Oh, good. 17, baby.
Not bad.
But not
Earthquake.
good enough.
Nothing happens.
They nod appreciatively as they stab us.
they stab on beat.
And it's a performance?
No, that was
What?
just me.
Oh, sorry. What? Oh, it's my turn. Sorry, I thought it was being
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and can I shoot 2 arrows? Like for both of my actions? Shoot.
No, you only have one action.
You have an
I have
action and
level
a
5.
bonus action.
My action is going to be I'm just gonna shoot an arrow.
Alright.
Yeah. Can my action
He's just
be
shouting, wait, please stop.
my action can be trying to persuade them to stop, and my bonus action can be shoot an arrow?
No, the other way around.
Are you going to use
Okay.
a ranged weapon when you're in melee combat with 2 enemy?
He's on the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong guy.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the guy who's attacking Bump Zumpo.
Which one?
The guy, how do you ping? Oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
The guy on the left, the guy that did the most damage.
That
The-
guy.
Yeah, I think I also had put an arrow through his left shoulder already,
yeah.
so.
So you go
this
for the
should
right
be
shoulder?
Easy. I'm going for the right shoulder.
Yeah.
I think he'll drop his sword at that point. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my bow.
Oh, that'll hit. You get him in the right shoulder.
Nice.
I was really hoping you would miss. We could have a chance of living.
And he drops his sword.
Nice.
But he draws a crossbow.
A beer.
Oh no. Bonus action. I'm gonna try and persuade them to stop attacking us.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. Big persuasion coming in. Ooh, that's not good. 8.
And it's a soldier's turn.
How come I got disadvantage and I wasn't even the one that was shooting?
Yeah, so the captain attacks you again
Okay.
with his sword.
Roger that. That'll miss.
Well, Well, then this guy attacks you.
Don't forget to give him advantage for flanking.
That's a house rule.
Well, actually, it's an optional rule in the Dungeon Master's Guide. So
Yeah, so this guy attacks you.
As you contradict me, his sword catches on fire.
yeah, that'll miss.
Well, he has a modifier.
What's the modifier?
+3.
That misses.
What's the modifier? Enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Your AC +1 minus the roll. That's the modifier.
Well, this guy attacks Bump Zumpo.
With his crossbow?
If it's his crossbow, that'll be a disadvantage.
Yeah. See, DM, I'm paying attention.
No, thank you. Okay,
Gotta
instead
keep you in check.
Instead he'll attack. Who am I thinking?
Do you think he
It
could
doesn't
try?
matter. If he's using a ranged attack when there's an enemy within 5 feet of him, no matter who he attacks, is going to be a disadvantage.
You guys are fucking cheating all the time.
Maybe he could try and
fine.
bludgeon Bump Zumpo with his crossbow.
No, he'll just shoot him in
wow.
the fucking
Thanks,
face.
man.
Disadvantage. Good thing it's a disadvantage because that was a good roll.
God damn it. Absolutely.
You know,
+3.
Okay.
GM, you can always roll behind the screen so we won't be able to tell when you roll all those natural 20s.
I don't need to, but thank you. It does 4 damage.
Okay.
Back down to 3 HP for you.
Bumps up was not looking so hot.
This guy runs up and he attacks Girthquake with a sword.
That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 8 points of slashing damage.
8. But you rolled a 7.
It's
He has
plus
a
1.
modifier.
For what?
For his strength. Damage is modified by the stat you used to attack with.
DM, I think you're cheating.
This guy's gonna come up and attack Bump Zumpo.
You hear a very half-hearted.
Oh, that's a
ditty.
natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a natural 20.
out of the bagpipes, you hear, "Oh shit."
Literally any roll, even if he got a 1, he would still up for damage. He would still knock you out.
Yeah, he knocks you out.
Oh, wait, how much damage is that with the critical total?
7.
This guy's gonna come over and then he's going to attack Girthquake with his crossbow.
Cronin, I think you need to get out of here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
he drops his crossbow.
DM, I call that a natural 1.
Yeah, that's why he dropped his crossbow.
That's right. That's what I thought.
Yeah, so this guy attacks you with his crossbow.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god, he's
He's
shooting
right
through
next
so many
to
people.
Rough McStuffins. Or he can shoot Bump Zumpo in the face. He's on the ground.
He shoots you with
Does he
his goddamn crossbow.
does he get any
Yeah,
disadvantage for shooting through
Yeah.
8 of his own guys?
It's 45 feet, so I think he's within 1 range increment, so there should be no penalty.
No penalty at all, even though he's shooting past the
Yeah,
heads
he's
of
shooting
most
through.
of his team.
If anything,
God
he should...
damn it.
It's Odysseus over here.
He
He
dropped
fucking
his...
missed. He fucking missed. Is that okay with everybody? Yeah, he's really tall. Did you think about that?
He's 13 feet tall.
This guy attacks Rough Stuffins with his sword. It's 17 to hit.
17. Wait, what? When did he get a +3 modifier? Where did that come from?
Probably really strong.
Been there the whole time.
Damn it. Well, that does hit.
Yeah, 6 damage.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Yeah, you're unconscious. This guy is gonna attack Girthquake with his crossbow.
This is the most bullshit combat I've ever seen.
It's what it says in the module. It's what it says. He missed. Okay, their turn is over. Lord of Edges, you're up.
Okay, who's still up?
Me up on the bridge. It's just me and you left. Do you have a bow?
He's a
okay,
paladin. He
so,
definitely does not have a bow.
I'm gonna take
You
my
should
movement.
shoot that elf
Flank
lady.
combat.
I'm gonna move up here. Sorry, I need to refresh roll 20. Mine's acting up a little bit.
This is some garbage combat, man. This is some seriously messed up shit. I love it.
Yeah, I just like,
Okay, so I don't. It doesn't look like I have a lot of options here. I'm just gonna.
No, you don't.
I'm just gonna move up and
of
I'm gonna hit this
curiosity.
guy. with.
Does it state that it's supposed to be level
subdual
1
damage.
characters?
Yeah, we'll talk about the module when we're done.
So I think I have flanking with this guy.
No.
You're not even in combat range.
No, I'm striking this character.
That's your oh, I see. That's fine.
No, I'm gonna move out of the way.
No, it's not your turn,
No,
son.
no, you can't. It's not your turn. You fucking stay still.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll to hit.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, this is like subdual damage, I'm assuming. Let me roll the damage. 4 damage is still up.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Wait, are you
Actually-
attacking me?
Shouldn't I have rolled to attack with benefit or whatever? Advantage?
No, he said we're not using that. But you can use Divine Smite.
Oh yeah, I'll Divine Smite him. So add my charisma to that. That's add 3 more.
No, Divine Smite, you roll 2d8 and consume a spell slot. And you do that much radiant damage.
Okay, so that's 8 more damage.
Or wait, sorry, 1 second. That might be, you might not be able to do that level 1. I might be giving you bad advice. Yeah, sorry, this second level you can't do that yet, my bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't do that then. I'll just hit him for the 4. Hey, you can't move through my space.
I can if we're on the same team, I think.
Nope. Well, not on his turn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he just poked you with his rapier.
And generally speaking, if you're moving through the same square as someone else, it's considered difficult terrain.
Yeah. So, take 4 damage.
I think I died.
You're unconscious
Okay.
then? Yeah.
I immediately sheath my sword and hold my hands up.
I'm gonna roll a death save.
Actually, they just knocked you unconscious.
Oh, okay. With their swords and spears.
It's a good thing we dropped those rogues, huh, guys?
And the soldiers are up, and they run across the bridge and start attacking you.
Yay, plumes. Wait, what?
Oh, I get it. Okay. They're gonna kidnap us, and then we gotta escape their lair or whatever.
Stop revealing my intricate plot. That's a 19 to hit.
Okay, I will purposely fall unconscious to their poison, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you're all unconscious, and you get taken prisoner. Let's take a bathroom break.
This is so dumb.
Man, so how are you guys liking this adventure, huh?
It's next level for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was part 1. Let me throw a few choice quotes from the module at you.
Hit me.
Okay, let's see. It says, a heavy-handed opening. There may be some contention regarding the Red Plume ambush that occurs early in the adventure, and rightly so. Be sure, however, to explain the significance of this occurrence. It shows that the Red Plumes have moved from simply removing non-humans from the city to actually assaulting and kidnapping from the surrounding area.
Okay. That's actually pretty self-aware. Because, I mean, I don't care about my character, obviously. And so I was commenting that as bullshit while laughing. But it's like, hey, your players are going to think this is retarded. And they're kind of right.
Let's see. There were some good ones I really liked.
I think if we had fallen back to the bridge and used the sides of the bridge for cover from arrows and taken them 1 or 2 at a time, we could have taken these guys.
I admire your optimism.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make impossible encounters, right? If you guys had played tactically, maybe you would have made it.
So this isn't as railroady as I expected. I would say this is like a 6 out of 10 so far.
Yeah, so far I actually don't feel like we've been railroaded at all. This beyond this, if this encounter was just a straight up combat, then that would be, total bullshit. This is actually pretty fair so far. And now I don't know what comes next, but so far this is really isn't that bad.
You've literally had no choices.
I mean, but we went along with everything. I mean, I did anyway. I just followed the.
Okay, fair enough. If you didn't, nothing would have changed.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd call this like a beginner level module. So
yeah,
everything's pretty laid out, but
based on what we've done so far, this really isn't that bad, is what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you guys just don't think it's as funny as I do.
I think the context of knowing everything within the module probably makes it a lot better.
Yeah, it does.
And I think that your bad GMing, like pretending, as a bad GM here, correlates with what we consider the average GM, that maybe we're not really getting as much impact as you
I was
think.
going to say, I'm used to having a really bad game master, so this really isn't, like, it's
that's
not a
good
huge
point.
deal.
Yeah.
This might actually be a step up for you guys.
Yeah, the transformation really isn't so grand, is what I'm saying.
Mm.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if the listeners will understand much of a difference here, because this GMing style is almost 100% in line with your normal Ravenloft GMing style, from what I can tell.
Hey, DM, how much XP did we get for that fight?
I think 100.
100? How much, how far is it to level 1?
Nope, 50.
50, huh?
Oh, no. That's if you surrender or allow yourselves to be captured. But you guys fought all the way to the end, so...
I didn't fight.
Wait, I surrendered, so do I get the 100?
No, you know what? I'll give you each 50.
I'm walking back into the room with a pair of taquitos from the 7-Eleven across the street, and they are hot and cheesy.
Okay, real quick, I'm filling out my log sheet. So, what's the name of this adventure?
Shackles of Blood.
Shackles of Blood. Okay, this is session number 1. What's the date? I know it's November 2019.
It's November 12th, 2019.
So I'm just redoing the math on my character sheet for all the derived attributes, and I'm also leafing through the newest splat book that I pulled off the shelf and didn't pay for, just to see if there's any statistically better equipment, weapons, or armor in there.
Hey,
Yeah, I get that.
what's the DCI number? Do you know what that is, DCI?
The DCI, I think you're looking, is it the same as the adventure code?
I'm not sure.
DDEX3 Tac 2.
Say that again. DD something?
EX 3-2.
3-2. Okay. Let's see. What my starting gold was.
Yeah, and just so you know, the law of Prima Nocta means I have first go at those taquitos as the DM.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll give you a bite. You want a full taquito, my guy?
I want a bite of each taquito.
But they're both the same flavor. Cheesy chicken.
Okay. So,
All right, then I'll take a bite off each end of one taquito, or a bite off the same end of both. It's your choice.
so I'm guessing we had 0 starting downtime and 0 starting renown.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm going 2 bites off one end because I like the ends because they're like extra crispy. That's where the cheese is like oozing out. You know what I'm talking about. You know
when
what
I
I'm
bite
talking
one end, I try to suck the innards out until you stop me.
I just have this blank stare at you. I know what you're doing. I know it.
I get my tongue in there.
You know what, DM? You can have that one. I wasn't even.
Do you leave grubby
Thanks.
Cheetos fingerprints all over the other one?
I didn't even let him touch it.
I plop down in my chair at the end of the table and I crack another Mountain Dew Code Red and throw the other one on the floor.
It was only there's still like a quarter of it left, and it spills all over the place. Okay, are we ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, DM, that was pretty funny when one of your soldiers dropped the crossbow because he sucks so bad.
Yeah, so you've been taken prisoner. You've all been taken prisoner, and you wake up having been bound in the back of a wagon.
Is that considered a long rest?
No.
How about a short rest?
Yes.
Do we get our hit points back?
I think short rest, you just roll
a hit die.
One hit die. Yeah.
I got 4 HP back.
You've been stripped of your possessions, only left with your clothing and armor.
Oh, all possessions gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and erase that off of your character sheet.
Damn, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That Warhammer was my father's.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are shackled to the floor of the cart with your arms bound behind you with rope. The bard's mouth is gagged, and his fingers are bound with a series of complex knots, rendering him impossible to perform any somatic spell components.
Impossible, you say?
Did they
Impossible.
did they take my holy symbol too?
Yep.
Shit.
Do any of you have thieves' tools or spell components?
No.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check? I'm just gonna make one anyway.
What are you trying to perceive? Oh, good. Yeah, just roll and then tell me. Look,
Yeah,
just
so I got a
perceived something.
7.
Yeah.
I got a 7 perception. My character sheet has investigation. I'm just gonna try and investigate what's going on too.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 investigated the carriage we're in.
Yeah, it is made of wood. You are tied down, nice and tight. It looks like it's on the way to Hillsfar.
You don't say.
In order to make room for you in this cart, the Red Plumes had removed a boar, and they roast it near the cart and feast on it. And after that, they start moving with the cart towards Hillsfar. The land outside Hillsfar is flat, rolling plains. That doesn't make sense. Rolling? Doesn't rolling mean hilly?
I think so.
Flat rolling plains. The road is well used and rutted, but dry, and travel is easy. Within the city gate, the roads are paved with cobbles. I guess we're already there. The sun is high in the sky and the weather clear. The area is well lit. You smell city life, rotting trash, night soil, whatever that is, filthy water. The market is abound with the smell of food, baked goods, dried goods, fresh goods.
Night soil is like poop.
Oh, okay. The clatter of wagon wheels, people shouting, children laughing, and haggling are the sounds. But we're not there yet. The trip to Hillsfar takes 3 grueling days. The prisoners...
Okay.
The prisoners are provided nothing but water and scraps of rotting bread. The Red Plumes keep an eye on each cart at all times, jabbing at captives with sticks to pass the time.
Okay, so now we get a long rest, is what you're saying.
Sure. The captive halflings, you notice that there's a family of halflings in the cart behind you, offer no resistance to their tormentors and suffer in silence from their wagon cages. The journey is cramped and uncomfortable.
Do the halflings look like tin fellows?
Make a perception check. Make an investigation check.
Are you 10 fellows over there?
Yes.
Hey, sounds like there are 10 fellows.
13 on perception.
Oh yeah, can we call them over?
No, I mean they're in another cart also.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah. The journey is cramped and uncomfortable, and you're unable to get in a good long rest because you keep getting poked with sticks and verbally abused.
I already hit the long rest button when you said yes, so too late.
So these guys are kidnapping people and they travel around in wagons. Is that right?
Oh, I mean, you've been kidnapped and you appear to be in a wagon now.
Is it just the 4 of us in one wagon, or are there other people in the wagon? Sorry if you said that.
It's just you in this wagon, and then it's just a group of halflings.
And we're
in the other wagon.
The shackles, they're steel shackles. That's how we're bound, or is it rope?
Well, your arms are bound behind you in rope, but then there's a steel chain that is capturing that rope and keeping it on the wagon floor.
Oh, okay.
Are the wagons brightly painted?
No.
Are we laying down on the floor?
You are seated on the floor.
Okay.
With your hands bound behind you.
Okay. I want to scooch. Can I scooch around? It sounds like I have scooching room.
Not a lot. You basically, your wrists are essentially captured by the chain.
Yeah.
But you can move your feet to some degree. You can change your posture.
Who is Girthquake sitting next to?
Next to whom is Girthquake sitting?
Oh, good save. Girthquake is... You know what? Let's say the cart is the bridge. Let's say the cart is this little thing right here. Go. Oh, you know what? I might actually have a map for this. Hold on. Yeah.
You guys, that was like 20 guards who all use poison. You know how much it cost for them to capture us?
We must be pretty valuable.
All right, so it looks like you're next to, you're in the back left-hand corner of the wagon, and you're next to Bump Zumpo and Lord of Edges.
All right, I want to... Lord of Edges, do you think you can turn around and, we can scooch and, kind of feel each other's,
genitals?
Our wristband, our bound wrists, and see, can we work at him a little bit?
Yeah, I can flip around. I'll spin around so I can present my wrists to him.
He doesn't
Yeah.
realize that Cronin was the one who stabbed him in the back last time. Thought that was an enemy.
Completely blacked out. Don't remember it at all. Yeah, DM. I want us to kind of go at each other's binds.
Yeah, are you guys being stealthy at all?
100%.
Yeah, give me stealth checks.
Oh,
Or disadvantage
my
for
gosh.
Cronin.
We're inside a
'cause-
wagon, right?
Yeah, but it's not covered.
It's not a covered wagon.
Yeah, and you got soldiers patrolling next to you the whole time.
Yeah, we're going
So-
really slowly.
There's a loud screeching as our armors like rub against each other as we try to do this.
No,
You hear an encouraging
Well, they
tune
took
on the
all of our stuff.
bagpipes.
Did they take our armor?
No.
No. Okay. Sorry. All right. I
But
just.
Cronin's wearing heavy armor, so stealth checks are at disadvantage, yeah.
A big old 5.
Yeah, my.
So a guard sees what you're doing, and he says, "Hey, knock it off!" And he takes a stick and he starts jamming it, and he hits you both in the head.
Yeah, I didn't even want to do
so-
this. He told me to.
It's
I
like
just
Indiana
scream
Jones
out.
3, where the stick hits one of you in the head, then your head hits the other guy's head.
Oh my god, I rolled 1/4.
Classic DM.
I'll take that damage roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he hits each of you in the head, and you take 4 damage.
Sorry about that, Lord of Edges. I thought that we could finagle our way out of here.
Yeah, so at the end of the second day, the wagon train pulls off to make a camp, and the Red Plumes go to a nearby roadhouse, and you hear a bunch of shouting, and they roll a couple of casks of ale out. And then after a while, it starts getting dark, and they've had a lot to drink, and they take their shirts off and they start wrestling.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Are they still paying attention to us closely?
There's at all times there's a guard posted on you, but they keep turning to watch the fight.
I have no means of escape, I'm just curious.
Bumzumpo uses mage hands to play the bagpipes in a soothing and hypnotic way.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm
I,
still bound and gagged, right?
Yeah, you're gagged.
Okay. So there's not much I can do.
And they're not watching us?
There's one guy watching you.
How closely is he paying attention?
He's about 50-50, looking at you guys, looking at the wrestling.
All right, I want to try and, because I'm sitting right across from Zumpo, I want to lean across and try and take the gag out of his mouth with my mouth.
Bumzumpo closes his eyes.
Make a
Make a
dexterity
seduction
check.
check.
I would say that's an animal handling check.
Oh baby, you got no idea.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah,
best
that
kiss
doesn't
I've had.
that doesn't work. And the guard just looks at you and says, "Knock it off. There'll be plenty of time for that later."
Uh-oh.
I tried.
Okay, and yeah, so then it's nighttime, and then it's the next day, and the train gets back on the road. On the morning of the third day, the wagon train arrives at the massive Hillsfar Gate. Caravans from the south packed with finished goods join carts stacked with fish and timber from the docks. The Red Plumes force their wagons ahead of the merchant caravans and are quickly admitted past the customs checkpoints and into the city.
Ooh, welcome to Hillsfar.
The common people are afraid of the Red Plumes and quickly part before their formation, avoiding eye contact with the soldiers.
Son, don't look at those soldiers.
Okay, as you slowly work your way through the city, you see sights that horrify you. A fat man in filthy silk robes, gibbering and shouting nonsense at anyone in earshot.
Nonsense!
He sees you and shakes a 6-fingered fist.
Oh my god.
Two
We just got to the
women,
Princess Bride.
each carrying a baby, argue over a milk seller's limited supply. A tavern packed to the gills with an inebriated Hilfarians. 2 men in splendid but identical red velvet capes, facing off, ready to fight in the street.
I wasn't paying attention for like 2 seconds.
there's a
I feel like
lot
I'm
happening.
totally.
That's all it takes.
A fest hall with a line of eager customers with a
very
line
eager.
around the corner. The vault of
Okay.
the vault of swords undergoing expensive reconstruction
boy,
as
this construction
embossed
is
golden
very
plates
expensive.
are hammered onto the previously stoic exterior facade.
Okay.
The characters and the other prisoners are brought before the great walls of the arena, where a makeshift slave market has been erected in an open square. The market is operated through a partnership between the arena house and a I don't know what I read. How would you know any of it?
Here's some local lore.
A middle-aged woman with spear-straight composure walks up to you, and she's accompanied by a short, scarred man and a shirtless Goliath.
Ooh.
The silent Goliath wears a neck collar on a leash that ends lashed to this woman's wide leather belt. The woman is direct and brash in her tone and speech. She carefully examines all of the prisoners, questioning those that she finds intriguing. She doesn't question any of you.
Wow, what an insult.
At a tug on his tether, the Goliath is set leaping at the nearest cage, holding a captive, growling menacingly. The prisoner shrieks, and the woman shakes her head. Then, she does the same thing to another prisoner, but this one stands fast, and she nods approvingly. She begins to engage in a fierce negotiation with the slave owners. One of the leaders of the mercenaries that you've been with insists that she purchases the halflings along with you. She eventually admits that she's already got a group of particularly nasty halflings and doesn't need another, especially ones as stringy as these. However, they eventually reach an agreement.
This is fucking fascinating.
She's got a point. They do look stringy.
So a trio of soldiers come by and individually release and shackle each prisoner in turn, until all of the characters and halflings are chained together in a line.
I can't wait to start playing this game again.
No, I want this to keep going. I want to know what happens next.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
It's an intricate set of ironwork where a series of cuffs are locked around the prisoner's neck and linked to the cuff of the prisoner behind them by a single chain threaded through a hoop on the shackle's side.
Okay.
What metal is it made out of, and what brand is this? I'm really curious about the fucking details here.
Mithril.
You can see that your equipment has been put in a large chest near the cage.
My father's hammer.
It's
A lot of perceptions.
You are led through a series of winding tunnels and corridors containing countless cells holding various kinds of exotic creatures and people. Just before reaching the arena floor, the halflings are detached from the chain gang and thrown into a small cell. The characters are led through the large stadium gates and onto the floor of the arena itself.
I think I keep saying the characters.
There they are thrown into a 15 by 30 foot iron barred cage.
This is like a not fun version of like Thor Ragnarok is what I'm getting here.
The walls of the arena are a full 20 feet high and perfectly smooth enameled wood. Climbing? Oh, never mind. You are ordered to the rear of the cage, where your manacles are unlocked. On the arena floor, a work crew is busy erecting many elaborate wooden structures in the middle of the arena, as other workers apply a thick coat of waterproofing to the interior walls. Do any of you have the sailor background?
No.
I don't even know if I picked a
Yes,
background, I'll be honest.
I do have the sailor background, actually.
Oh
You
yeah,
get
because
the
you're a
impression
pirate.
that the walls appear to be in the process of being waterproofed.
Well, fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The
Hey,
sun is
what
at
a-
midday when the arena guards drapes of
I'm so glad they included that detail, man. The world feels so much more complete.
Well, I
The
like
sun
that.
is
It was
at midday when the arena guards drape a filthy sailcloth over the cage and toss a cask of drinkable water and a crate of moldy biscuits inside as well. These rations are sufficient for each of you to remove one level of exhaustion that I forgot to give you.
So how many are we left with?
0. You are now better
Okay.
rested.
Awesome.
As the last rays of the sun's light disappear from the top of the arena's eastern walls, a pair of guards enter the arena, dragging a struggling female elf. "You rot-faced bastards, you promised." She writhes and shouts as the plumes pull aside the cloth covering your cage and throw her inside.
Is it our guide?
Does she have blue skin?
It is your guide.
Oh my god, she's been
She
betrayed.
shouts, "Where is he? Where
Who
is
could have thought?
Ariz?" In response, the red plumes laugh as they walk away. She immediately recognizes you and puts as much space between herself and you as she is able.
You betrayed us!
She begins to apologize for her betrayal and offers the following information.
Okay.
She says, "Within the Cormancer forest, I met and subsequently fell in love with a drow named Ariz. When he inexplicably disappeared one day, I tracked him to a small beet farm, crawling with red plume soldiers. However, he was not there, and I caught the captain in his bath, and with a dagger to his throat ordered him to release my lover. And he promised that he would release him from the arena if I assisted him and his men in their search for fodder for the arena. I was forced
you're
to
an
agree,
idiot.
and eventually, when I was no longer needed by the red plumes, I was dragged into the arena to die with you and the rest of the non-humans."
So you're
Sorry,
seeking
lass,
you're
that's,
more,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Girthquake is doing an unarmed strike.
Oh.
No,
can roll that again.
Girthquake. She is a victim like us.
Yeah.
Well, as you
Now she's a
strike
double
her,
victim.
she gives you a sword.
Oh, nice. I'm
From
so
underneath
sorry.
her thick leathers, she carefully extracts a dark blue +1 rapier,
Oh my
which
god.
she astonishingly managed to hide from the guards.
Rapiers
Oh,
are quite
man.
large.
To you.
And who does she give that to? She gives that to me?
To whom did
I
she
step
give it?
forward and smile winningly.
She gives it to
Charisma 16.
Girthquake.
Yeah, because I'm like about to bludgeon damage her.
She then crawls into a corner of the cage and curls into a ball, despondent and unresponsive.
Girthquake tries to hide the rapier under his garments.
Oh,
as
it's
well.
too big to hide. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's impossible. How could someone do that?
Hey,
The
Lord of
hammering and
Edges.
shouting of the work crews continues throughout the day. I need perception checks from all of
Okay. Oh,
12.
5.
21.
you. You overhear a few snippets of the work crew's conversation. That coating on the doors needs to be thicker, or the pressure will crack the seal.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hey, Lord of Edges, why do you think they're waterproofing the arena?
Laser sharp.
Yeah, I mean, you're a sailor,
Sailor
man.
sharks. It's unusual to have. We used to do this back home. You fill the arena with water and do like these little ships and have them like fight to the death on ships.
Hey guys, did you know that they used to do that in the Colosseum in Rome?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know. Everyone knows.
Bring the bell up here. No, don't touch it, you gutter orc. You'll wear out.
Wow, awesome delivery on that, DM. That's amazing. It's like I'm there.
Careful, Horik. They'll bite your face off if you get too close.
I wait for the next event.
The night before the arena battle,
we know what it is now.
the guards toss the possessions, your possessions, including money, but excluding any thieves' tools that were confiscated, into the cage.
I equip up with the bow and 18 arrows I have remaining.
I kiss my warhammer.
You all get 50 XP.
Oh.
Hell yeah, up to 100 now.
Hell yeah.
A mournful dirge is heard from the cage. Now, you haven't seen this before, but I'm not just proficient in the bagpipes. I am also proficient in the war gong.
Oh, thank God.
So I take that out, start banging away, very sadly.
All
They
night.
did ungag Bump Zumpo, right?
Well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
At this point, you
Okay,
can.
okay, sorry.
If I,
I just want to make sure.
No, we just haven't though.
Yeah. Like, please leave it on.
What an arena.
Yeah.
No. Oh dear.
The sun rises, and you find that you've been dragooned into fighting in a mock reenactment of...
Dragooned?
Not Shanghaied?
Dragooned.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Dragoon, like cavalry?
No, it's like the Protoss unit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Panzer.
Hillsfar Arena is a rough oval, although it doesn't appear to be in this picture.
Not even
120 feet wide and 210 feet long. 20-foot-high walls, topped with a 5-foot-tall railing. Oh, that must be the spectator portion, not this little area you're in. The walls of the arena have been closed and sealed, and the city aqueducts have been routed in preparation to flood the arena. The surrounding stadium seating holds over 8,000 human spectators.
Jesus. This is like the biggest city in the world.
On the morning of the fight, the same woman who bought you wakes you up.
Wake up, you
As her
maggots.
Goliath pulls the sailcloth off the cage. The cages are hoisted off of the ground and lowered to their respective launching tower. So you are here.
Okay.
The cage doors are tied by ropes that lead over the arena walls. The stage is now finished, and the heroes get their first look at the complete fighting arena, including the bell here in the center, and the barrels. But, I don't see any barrels.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Looking over the sides into the water, you can see that they are full of large, angry, hungry fish.
How big? Like, are they hungry like goldfish?
They're about the size of your arm.
I'm wearing chainmail. I should be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna go noodling.
This arena consists of 5 structures. They are the bell tower in the center. The lowermost level of this structure is 10 feet above the surface of the water. So the way this map works is these platforms, the ones that look like this, are like at water level. And then this one is at the 10-foot level. So that's how all these towers in the periphery work. This one, the first level is 10 feet out. 10 feet up, and then this is another 10.
Okay.
So there are 4 ladders leading up from the water.
Who's the billionaire who constructed this thing? Like, this is really elaborate for some, like, barbarous fight arena.
These towers to the southwest and northeast. The upper level of the tower is 20 feet above the water, 5 feet square, and it's set with a 10-foot tall pole, which is attached to a zip line that leads to the lower level of the bell tower. And then you can see on these 2 towers, the one that you're on and the one that this other cage is on, there's a low wall. And you can also see that this cage contains a bunch of halflings.
A bunch of what?
Halflings.
Yeah, we call them victims.
The Tin Fellows?
Yeah.
The Tin Fellows are there, but they're not the only ones.
Who else is there?
More halflings.
Oh, okay.
They all look the same to you.
So it's just us 4 and then a bunch of halflings.
And what's
Yeah.
what's the deal with the barrels?
There was like just flavor text, but they're not actually in this illustration.
Are the barrels empty?
These, yeah, they were full of water though.
So they can
I'm
carry
posting-
a humanoid-sized person?
Hold on. Oh, the barrels once contained the fish, but the barrels are not down here in this lower part of the arena. They're like with the spectators or something.
They're not down here for us to use as, like, flotation devices?
No,
Or
certainly
possibly
not.
roll down all of these ladders so they could knock down, I don't know, plumbers or something?
No, that would be really useful. If you go to the Dungeons & Dragons game file drop, I am posting an image of the fish. Can you guys see that?
Oh, wow, look at that. That's an amazing image.
They look pretty cool.
This looks
Yeah.
pretty outstanding. I wish people could see
They
this.
got big old teeth. Yeah, I'm not going to describe it for the listeners out there. Just look at the image.
I mean, the beauty is indescribable. That I'm speechless.
Yeah. So, pretty shortly, the stand's filled with spectators. Shockingly fast, given that there are 8,000. Vendors hawk ale and meat pies.
Get your ale
Gamblers
here,
eye the
get your
characters,
meat
and bookies
pies.
call out odds for gamblers.
Odds for gamblers.
The crowd leaps to its feet when First Lord Torin Nomerthal enters and takes his seat in his luxury box, surrounded by 24 red plumes. The common people give the red plumes a wide berth, afraid to run afoul of the ultimate law in Hillsfall. The characters can see their gear piled up outside of... I guess it's outside the cage. That doesn't make any sense. That's contradictory. You already have your gear. Across from his gate, a fat announcer calls the start of the games with his magically enhanced voice. Northkeep, the first city of men on the Moonsea. Their fate is known, but today we will retell their tale so that the righteous men may triumph. I give you the Northkeep Defenders! And then everyone goes wild, and people are gesturing to you like, hey, you should start posing and stuff.
Oh, I bang on my gong.
Of course.
The crowd cheers as the First Lord motions in your direction, but a moment later, he continues. But take heed, for the vile mongrel races are legion, their hearts curdled by wickedness. I give you the Dark Alliance. And he points at the halflings, who are flexing and showing their teeth.
Oh, good for them.
Can you
as he gestures at the opposing tower.
Can you describe this cage to me?
It's a cage. It's
Okay, like wood floor.
wood floor, iron bars, heavy,
How tall is
How
it?
tall is it?
10 feet,
How convenient. How deep is the water?
unclear.
Probably 10 feet or less. So,
That's okay, guys. I know the cheat code for this one already.
yeah, the bars on this cage are too narrow for the fish to fit through, I'm assuming.
No.
Okay, so we can knock these barred walls off of the wooden floor?
Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I think somebody actually has a hammer.
I
Well,
sure
you'll
do.
have to wait until my narration's done.
Uh-oh. We stand frozen in place as the narrator continues.
Between them both stands the bell tower. That which we know today is the bell in the depths. Who will ring the bell first? What reward is in store for he who does? And then the lock on your cage springs open and the doors are pulled wide. The crowd bellows. The games have begun.
Bumsumpo says, quick, shoot an arrow at the bell.
My character makes a running long jump, which my strength allows me to do from this point to here.
I can't wait to see how this goes.
Here, let me read running long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. Blah 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 blah. My strength score is 17, and that's 15 feet. So I can jump from here to here.
As you do it, you hear an encouraging ditty from the bagpipe, and you get a use of bardic inspiration for 1d6.
Sorry, I had to throw down a bunch of halfling tokens.
Oh my god, these are the most hideous tokens I've seen ever.
Oh no. What the fuck? Why are we always so outnumbered?
Could you
That's
say
okay.
again everything that you already said, Morgan?
I made a running long jump because the distance between here and here is just enough that my strength score covers it. And
Okay.
they're both the same height.
And I
Nice.
gave him a bardic inspiration as he did
Okay.
so.
Sweet.
Okay, well, can I convert this cage into a small raft just by knocking the walls off? That should be pretty simple.
Knocking the walls off. Oh, you're trying to take it off the wooden base?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, give me a strength check. Does anyone want to help him?
Yeah, I'm gonna help.
All right.
20.
Strength coming
Got
your
a 20.
way.
Got a 20 plus whatever he
Ah,
is.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're able to, between the two of you, you're able to separate the bars. Are you basically trying to knock the cage into the water so you just have the wood now?
We're gonna leave the cage for now. But I'm
Okay.
taking the wood and using it as a raft, and with my
Nice.
amazing sailing skill, I actually have proficiency in watercraft. So
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to
A sail appears on it.
fly it over here,
Bum,
float over, and then get up on
Nice.
it.
ba-da-dum.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, theoretically, I was going to say somebody could take the cage, throw it over them, and just walk across under the water, and then throw the
Pirates of the
cage.
Caribbean style.
Yeah, and then throw the cage off when you get over here. But
You can't lift the cage and you drown.
well, that's your problem.
Okay, so you're not able to make the raft and sail over all in a turn.
Okay, that's fine.
It's okay, guys.
But
I'm
you
gonna
gotta-
ring.
You're
ring the
able to
bell next turn
use
anyway.
your action to make the raft, and then if the two of you want to work together, you can get the raft down to this platform.
Should we roll initiative, BT Dub?
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Gotta wait for the round to start before you roll initiative. And don't forget to click your token before you do.
I didn't like it anyway.
Yeah, where's the tracker?
Somebody else
Where's the tracker?
started the round without me last time.
I can't see one. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, here, I'm going to wipe it out because it's got all the old turns in there. Now you guys can roll. And I'll throw in some badass music. See what I got in here.
Jack, your character portrait is so great.
It's very similar to how I look in real life, so
That's true.
figured it was gonna be good.
Oh, getting some of that Uncharted music in there.
Oh,
Oh,
baby,
yeah.
the classics.
Yeah, throwing
Okay.
back.
So, listeners, if you're not aware, we're referencing a campaign we did previously, where we listened to this a lot.
That's true.
I don't know
So
if we,
what
know if
we
we
had,
mentioned it.
in the previous campaign, I had been just taking like video game music and stuff like that, and mixing it for Duncan so that he could throw it in the Roll20 jukebox. But there were like maybe like a dozen or so songs that ended up just getting played on loop forever. And in this case, it's cut to the chase on the Uncharted 4 official soundtrack. Good jam, but we've heard it to death.
So, we've already done Lord of Edge's turn. We've already done Rough Stuffin's turn. So, Bump Zumpo, what are you doing?
Bump Zumpo is going to look across. Well, I guess I should probably measure the path here. 60 feet, you say?
Well,
He's
except
just
that's
in range.
actually, you don't have line of sight, right? Because you're elevated 10 feet, and he's
All right.
lower.
What about this guy?
Yeah, you can see
Okay.
him.
That's 65 feet, though. Damn.
Just
my-
inch
my
closer to the
plan
edge. Move right there.
lies in ruins.
If you're on your tiptoes on the edge there, you should be able to see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean forward and I'm gonna yell across the way, vicious mockery, and I will say, "You're too short, and you'll never get a date."
Oh man.
Manlet.
Yeah, manlet. So he's gonna 1 psychic damage. How's he ever gonna survive that?
Damn, that's rough.
Gosh.
Well, he staggers for a second, but then straightens out and looks at you and says, "I'm already black-pilled."
Oh no!
He doesn't seem to value your opinion very highly.
Devastating.
Okay. Next is the halflings. So you can see that several of them are riding large badgers around.
I did notice that.
Um,
It's more of a gnome
those-
move than a halfling.
yeah, but hey, whatever. And then I check my notes to figure out what they're doing.
Can we say a few words as a reaction, or no?
Can you what?
Say a few words as a reaction.
I don't see why not.
Okay, I will yell loudly facing this character here and say, the fish, they're only koi. Just swim over.
Oh man, make a well, no. If you're actually trying to persuade people or something, that's different.
Well, I'm trying to persuade the other guys.
This guy actually does jump in the water though, and he starts swimming, and let's see, I gotta have some good fish tokens.
Or possibly fishman tokens.
He gets attacked by a fish, as he's trying to swim across.
Those are some spooky spectral fish.
Yeah.
They're level 20.
Some magic harp.
Okay, and he takes a few damage before he's able to climb out of the water.
Wait until they evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these little things right there, like the thing he's standing next to?
Get the ladder.
Ladders.
So, why do they look different?
What do you mean?
Are you sure?
Don't
This
ask
thing? Right here?
questions.
Yeah, it's because of the orientation of it. It's a
Yeah,
ladder.
it's because of the way it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so even though we
It's
see
pretty
every,
neat.
Stop talking.
every ladder orientation we see right here, and yet
Yeah, hey, is my word as DM not good enough?
you're my bad.
Yeah, your character has a heart attack and dies.
Oh no, it's not struck by lightning again. Jesus, there's 1 gazillion fish.
Oh no, the music stopped.
There's so many.
Don't worry, I'm worried. I'll throw some of your favorite on here.
Is it the 12th tower?
Oh yeah.
Oh, drift. Yeah.
Okay, so this other guy makes it across too. Over on this side, we've got a few that are trying the same thing. They're trying to swim towards the tower that's got the zip line, and some of them or none of them have enough movement to make it all the way across, and fish are converging on their position. Who is this?
This is Earthquake.
Take your turn.
This ledge that Rough McStuffins is on, how high is that out of the water?
10 feet.
This is 10 feet. Okay.
Right. So yeah, these are at water level.
Okay.
This is 10 feet. 10 feet.
Gotcha.
This is 10 feet. This is 20.
Sorry, yeah, I was looking at your map and it just looked like this was at water level too. So maybe next time you're in this DM.
I gotta say, this is like the big weakness of playing with digital maps. It's elevation.
See, here's the thing, though. You can actually tell how high things are from the shadows. Look on the bottom right side of these. You actually can tell how tall they are.
You're right.
That's an excellent point. Thank you.
Yeah. But
I'm actually shocked at that level of detail. This is actually pretty good.
I'm just going to move here, I guess.
All right. Now, that wall is about waist high.
Okay. Are these fish, are they swimming, like, at the top of the water? Like, I can see them, or?
It's variable. You can see them pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
But they're not, within a foot or two of the surface. It looks like until they come up to eat somebody.
Gotcha. Is this raft going to fit more than one person? Or, sorry, more than two people?
Yeah, you think you can both get on it.
Okay. It'll just sink immediately, is all.
Yeah.
Is it going to sink
What's the worst
immediately?
that can happen?
It's just a single, piece of plywood. That's it.
No, I mean,
fine.
it was sufficiently large for all of you to be comfortably housed in the same cage.
I think I can judge the seaworthiness of a waterborne ship.
Yep, and
So-
you do, and it's satisfactory.
I move down here, and then I'm going to try and shoot the fish, the goldfish, like, in between us and... this guy. I'm going to try and shoot him.
Nice. Okay.
Calculate the diffraction angle.
Give me a roll.
I'm rolling...
All right, give me a roll.
Give me a roll.
You fail.
You all need to know that on this ship, I am the captain. I am
Lost the
God
lead.
on this ship. You will respect my authority on it.
Did you not take the archery fighting fighting style for Ranger?
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
You missed that fish.
I think fighting style is second level.
Is that right? Yep, you're right. I've never played a level 1 character before, other than Light of Dawn, so I don't know what's level 1 and 2.
Rough Stuffins, you already took your turn out of turn because I didn't have you guys do initiative. Same with, I think we start again with, who's at the top of the order? Yeah, so, Lord of Edges, you're up.
I will launch my ship and move it over here and then get off on the ladder.
How are you moving?
We have our swords, you said?
You do have your swords.
Okay.
He's using my gong as a paddle.
Yeah, I'm using something as a paddle. That maybe if there were spare boards or something over
Your
here.
hand?
Worst case, my sword. Yeah. No, not my hand.
You're putting your hand in the water?
No, possibly his hand, but not mine.
Okay. All right, yeah, you guys are able to, with one turn's worth of movement, make it here.
And if it's too heavy,
Is
let me
that
know
all of
and I
us?
can kick one of them
Or
off.
are we going one at a time here?
Oh, that's a good question. Were you all on, or just Lord of
Yeah,
Edges?
I was on.
That was kind of
Okay,
my
you guys
plan,
all got
yeah.
him. Yeah. All right. Okay. And Bump Zumpo, you're up.
I'm gonna climb on up that ladder.
Okay,
and then
so
I will-
as you know what? Hold on. Give me a perception check.
Okay, here we go. 8. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you start climbing up the ladder, and it immediately gives way. And as you fall back onto the raft, you realize that it's a trap. It's just supposed to look like a ladder, but it couldn't actually support anyone's weight.
Okay, well, if it's only 10 feet up, then can I jump and try to grab the edge? I'm a tall elf. I'm reaching up. I feel like I don't have to jump that
Maybe
high.
Rough McStuffins can lean over the edge with his hammer, and you can grab that and pull up.
Well, I shouldn't need to. I guess it kind of depends on how good my
Make an
footing
athletics
is.
check.
Oh, athletics. I'm so good at this.
We could always-
Can I make an acrobatics check instead?
Sure.
We could always throw a rope up to him.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to grab the lip and get over it
Okay,
without too much difficulty.
Cool. So I just basically roll over and have my hand reaching down so I can help the other two up.
Nice. Okay.
I think that's it.
The Dark Alliance is up. So these two make their way up, and the first one makes it to the zip line.
His ladder didn't break.
No, it didn't. He looks at you, smirks, and zips on down. Oh, he's got a really small token. It takes up like a quarter square. Oh, no. I see what's going on. All right. So yeah, he zips down right over here.
Cut his rope.
Then this guy looks like he's gearing up. Then we have a few more headed up this way. They're going to take a little bit of fish damage. And then this guy, who didn't see what happened to you earlier, is going to come over, try to climb up this ladder, and not make it. At the same time, you've got some Eldritch Blasts coming your way from this character. He's shooting you.
Oh.
Wait, how can he shoot up there? That's a 10-foot
line
elevator.
of sight.
What? No, this is 10 feet over here.
Oh, I thought he was on the lower part.
Well,
Yeah.
but you are prone, so he'll have disadvantage.
Yeah, DM.
Ooh, backfires and kills him. That's a natty one.
He falls into
it,
the water and gets eaten by a fish.
Nice.
The Eldritch Blast veers into Barovia and kills Shroud.
Nice.
All right. Looks like I keep forgetting your character's name, and I shouldn't. Girthquake is up.
Yeah, so I'm...
says, get up here, get up, man.
Girthquake is like... Yeah, Bum Zumpo has still got his hand down, right?
Yeah.
I'm jumping up.
Get up here and kill this fucking halfling.
Okay, yeah, and with him helping, I'm not even gonna make you make a check. You're able to get up there.
Oh, thanks, DM. So I'm up, and then my bonus action, I'm gonna try and cut
Murder
the
him.
rope.
Oh, okay.
Can I do that with the halfling in the same square?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm here trying to cut the rope.
That's a liberal bonus action.
Well, you know.
This stops being Adventurers League all of a sudden.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, fuck you. You can't do that.
Plus he has to draw the weapon. I'm sure he doesn't have it readied.
Yeah, that's a cold shot.
Yeah, well, the rope is standing still, and then it's a rope.
Yeah, shooting is an action.
Guys, thanks for bringing me back down to earth. Yeah, you can't do that. Stop
That's the whole
having fun.
theme of this episode.
Okay, what am I supposed to shoot the rope?
Duncan's actual good DM skills took over.
You're overpowering.
This is supposed to be no fuck you, not yes and.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking fall into the water, you piece of shit.
All right, I'm gonna just shoot the halfling then.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
But what is this, an action or movement to get up?
His movement was to get up.
Okay. Well,
Because he had health, so I didn't even have him make a check.
your shots are getting worse and worse.
Yeah, actually, so my caboose like picks that up off the table, and because I'm using the clear dice that like you can't see shit, and I'm like, I don't even know what that was, and I'm rolling again because this one it actually popped out of the dice tray. And I was like, well, hey, it popped out of the dice tray. It doesn't count. No, I roll it again.
I like that.
That's like a new use of the luck feat. That's awesome.
So
right.
I got a 22, piercing damage 9.
Yeah, how does he die?
It goes right into like the top of his head, very top, like just like kind of cracks the top open. Because I'm so used to aiming for like center of mass of like normal people, I like barely just split the top of his head open. Any other normal human-sized person, it would have been a perfect center of mass, right through his heart. But instead, right in the face, top of the head, boom.
Nice.
He falls down into the water.
Yeah, and then we get a Zack Snyder shot of there's it's like a camera inside the fish that's looking out through its open mouth.
Oh my god.
As he tumbles into the water and this thing just
Awesome.
okay. Rough stuffins.
I'm going to use a high jump to get onto the next platform. I can leap a number. This is actually crazy. Leap into the air, number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
Jeez.
Which mine is 3, and I'm 4 feet tall, so I can, as a dwarf, I can run and jump and just climb on top of this thing.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, so you as like a bowling ball just roll up the side of this wall.
Exactly. I had no idea you could jump that high. That's crazy. That means everyone can jump at least 3 feet, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, no problem.
So, and then I take my warhammer and I just smash the shit out of this bell.
Okay.
Oh, you missed.
So, as you do this, a potion of healing falls out.
Oh. Hit it again.
Sorry, I think I was muted. I hit the bell so hard that the potion just smashes as it hits the ground.
Oh, nice. And as your turn ends, the whole central structure settles 10 feet down.
How fast does it drop? Do we all break our legs?
Oh, that's
doing
pretty
this?
cool actually for me.
It's not fast enough that it hurts you, but it is fast enough that it gets you off balance, right? So this platform is now flush with the water, and this one is 10 feet up.
So it's like the other ones.
Yep.
These engineers deserve a raise.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's what I said. It was a billionaire who made this damn arena. It's like the Joker's lair in some bad Batman comic.
All right. Lord of Edges, you are up.
Okay, well now I can just like walk off of here, and I think I can. Can I get around to get up to the gong? I should be able to just walk up to the gong. I don't know if I can ring it this turn or not.
Yeah.
Let me
I mean,
measure.
you
I
can
might
get
be
up
able
there.
to. This is 10 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, you are able to just travel up. So traveling up a ladder is half speed.
It's a 10-foot ladder.
Yeah.
Okay, so that takes. I think I can just get up there and not actually ring it though. I don't know. Whatever you think. I was originally.
Yeah, no,
over here.
it's just fine if you want to get up to the top. And you're just trying to ring the gong as well?
Yeah, just gonna ring it.
It's a bell, not a gong.
I'll also ring the bell.
Nothing happens.
I thought ringing the bell was how we ended the encounter. So that's why I
That's what you
beeline for
thought.
it.
That's what you fucking thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
The crowd is going crazy now. You know, they've gotten excited when you got in the water. They got excited when you made that flying leap and then bowling balled up the side.
Yeah, Rough Stubbins is a pretty exciting guy, I gotta say.
I guess then we should prepare to cut this other rope as soon as there's a halfling or two on it.
Didn't this guy die?
Oh yeah, he's dead.
But we don't want Badger Man coming over. But there's 3 over on this side.
We're just gonna Uncharted shoot them as they come across. Although these guys they're slave soldiers like us. I mean, why fight? Is there some sort of motivation to fight here? Like, are there archers pointing bows at us, or what's going on?
Well, actually, as you look up to try to ascertain that, you can see that the crowd has started rioting, and red plumes have begun shooting arrows into the crowd.
Oh my! What?
Oh, okay.
Do we have any
And
idea what
as-
the source of the riot is?
As you look down, you can see that the drains have started to work, and water is leaving the arena.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
How tall are the walls around the pool area?
He's got to check the jump rules to see how high to make them.
20 feet.
Yep, that'll be enough.
Okay. Okay, so can we take actions
Unless you
now,
get
or
on
are we,
top
are
of
we still
the
doing turn
cage.
by turn? Yeah, that's what I was going to do. We push this cage off, we get on top of the cage
no.
and leap up.
You leave the cage where it is because that's 10 feet plus however tall that is, right? And so then you could do a long jump from the side of the top of the cage to the top of the wall.
Yeah, that'll work.
You don't want to move the cage though. Whose fucking turn is it?
It is Bump Zumpo's turn.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on this badger guy over here.
Nice.
So I'll just kind of sneak around to the side here. Alright. So, he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. And if he fails, he's going to take 11 damage. Say, saving throw of 12. He made it. Okay, he's going to take 5 damage.
Okay.
The badger hears whispers. You should eat your rider.
It's so the way it plays out is he whips out his third instrument, a zolkoon, a wind musical instrument that functions like a portable pipe organ, and plays a sultry little ditty, and he starts questioning his sexuality, and it disturbs him. Yeah.
Okay.
Bump Zumpo is questioning his sexuality?
No. The enemy is. Bump Zumbo always is questioning his sexuality. That's not new for him.
I think
He
all
just
of us,
knows that his sexuality is a question.
I think all of us have begun questioning our sexuality since playing this adventure. I'm not the only one, right, guys?
I identify as confused.
Well, but we also took turns kissing the bard character earlier. We got confused about whether we were trying to get the gag out or whether we were just kissing.
I mean, there was going to be gagging involved no matter what.
Yeah.
And with that, the Dark Alliance takes their turn.
I like how they're called the Dark Alliance. Like,
What are we called again?
I don't know, we're the good guys, I guess.
We're called Cronin's Sailors.
Cronin and the crew.
The North Keep Defenders.
Gotcha. I prefer Cronin Seaman.
Nice.
I could live with that.
So this guy gets swarmed by fish and dies.
I thought the water had drained out.
No, it's draining out.
Oh, okay.
Don't you listen?
Sometimes. When it occurs to me to do so.
This guy is ziplining over.
Wasn't somebody supposed to be cutting that rope?
None of us has had a turn since then.
And so does this guy.
This is very disappointing.
This guy is just going to hang out over here. And then these two get back in their cage and lock the door.
You halflings better back off, or Cronin's seaman is going to be all over you. Wait, isn't that rope cut that he's sliding across?
No.
Oh, I thought you guys cut that one. Okay.
No. Our teammates foiled me.
Girthquake.
Girthquake is going to... So my action, I can just kind of run up here, right?
Yeah.
And then my other bonus is shooting a bow.
Hang on, shouldn't these zip lines not work anymore? Since the middle platform descended, shouldn't these zip lines now intersect with the corner of the...
Oh, what, are you
stone
an
that they're
engineer
on?
now?
They should have snapped. Like, if they were already taut, then this platform moving down should have broken the
Yeah,
lines
so
anyway.
Girthquake, what do you want to do on your turn?
Hey, guys, come on, help me out.
It's possible they were made with rubber.
Well, then they're not good zip lines, and they would stretch too much under tension.
Well, as an engineer, I'm saying listen to the DM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot this beaver badger with my bow. Shooting.
All right.
See, that's adventure. Oh my god, your rolls.
No.
You've gotten a 7, a 7, and an 8. It's really impressive.
Yeah, so the badger catches that arrow in his teeth, looks at you, bites it in half.
Ooh. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else I can do, I guess.
Rough stuffins.
What Ruff is gonna do is he's gonna jump off the top here, and land on the ground and just shoulder check this halfling into the water. He should go flying pretty far because I'm very heavy.
Yeah. Give me a roll.
I'm just gonna do an unarmed strike.
Yeah, just give me a roll.
That'll be 19. I'll roll for damage. I do 4 bludgeoning damage in the process.
Okay. Yeah, he falls into the water and is immediately set upon by fish. Fish that know that they are not long for this world.
They got to get in them while they can.
Yeah.
What's happening in the crowd? Are the red poofs still slaughtering the civilians?
Let's find out. It looks like the red plumes, although they've done significant damage, are being beaten back. And First Lord Nomerthal is being rushed to his private exit as the red plumes are buried under the weight of the mob.
What
And
the
this
fuck
is on
going
all
on here?
All 4 sides of us, correct?
This is for what?
On all 4 sides of us is that this is what's happening.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Lord Nomerthal is only on one side of you, but the rest of it's happening on all 4.
Understood. Okay.
Isn't there like a Game of Thrones episode about this? When Daenerys has like the fight pits, it all starts
Yeah,
going crazy.
I think they actually based it on Shackles of Blood.
Okay.
Sure.
Anyway, my turn's complete.
Okay. Lord of Edges.
Okay, so just to okay, how much water is left in the arena? How deep is it?
Looks like it's down to about 5 feet now.
All right.
But the central portion continues to sink.
The part that we're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that have any effect on the zip lines?
Lord of Edges, what would you like to do on your turn?
So as it continues to sink and these apparently rubberized lines, stretch, I'll move here and prepare to, as my one movement, I'll move down here, and I will ready my second movement that as soon as the water's low, I'm going to run over to the other platform and prepare to leap from the cage.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to let you run over, but you're not going to be able to, run over, climb to the top, get the cage, and jump off of it.
I mean, whatever, like right here, probably on the edge there or something.
Okay. Bump Zumpo.
Bruh, it's time for some dissonant whisper. Well, actually, you know what? This guy here, I'm gonna stab him. I'll walk right up to him.
Did he just walk up slowly and stab him?
Stab. That's a 14.
Does it hit? Does it miss? We may never know.
Yeah, who could say?
That's going to miss.
Oh, well, it
Some
will
high-
done 8 damage.
High AC halflings over here.
Bump Sabo says,
We're talking about some halfling slave gladiator warg riders.
That's true.
All right. Yeah, halflings are up. This guy finally succumbs, killed by fish.
Rip.
This guy stands his ground. This one dies, drowns, also killed by fish.
Also had cancer.
these fish are brutal.
This one dead. And this guy holds up his hands. These two, in fact, all three of these simultaneously, they all surrender. They drop their weapons. And as they do, you hear a voice of an NPC that I didn't give much attention to earlier. One of the guards say, "I don't think so."
Okay.
And all of a sudden, in a burst of unraveling flame, he appears
This is a guard?
right here.
Okay. What's his stake in this?
And he says, "I can't allow any of these disgusting pieces of filth to live."
Oh.
And then he assumes a cool stance.
Is he like a necromancer? What is this guy?
And it's Rough Stuffin's turn.
Well, I think we skipped me.
I think we all
Did I?
know by pieces of filth he's referring to the halflings.
No, you got over to over here.
No, I think he's right. I think I did skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Girthquake's turn.
Girthquake. If the zip lines aren't obeying any rules, can I
Yeah,
ride
they're
the
in
zip
great
line
shape.
up?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I don't know if I want to ride it up to that guy. Bump Zumpo, do you think I should shoot the guard?
Yeah, I wouldn't get close to him. You're a ranger.
Yeah, well, I have a rapier, +1,
Oh, that's
hidden
true.
under my cloak. He won't know what's coming. I am just going to move down here, though, to prepare for moving over to the crate later on. And by later on, I mean next turn. And I'm going to do nothing. That's it.
Okay. Rough Stuffins.
Okay. What I'm going to do. Let's see. I want to get over to where the guard is. So I'm going to quickly ascend this ladder, and then I'm going to make another running long jump, same distance as before, over to here.
Okay.
Well,
Well, so bear in mind that you'd have to jump up 10 feet.
no, shouldn't this be at 10 feet now? The top here?
Oh, this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So then
Yeah, sure.
I land, roll, and then, because I'm just for flavor, and then I'm going to cast...
Give me a performance check.
Oh, performance check, you got it coming right up. Did that appear in the table?
Yeah.
13.
It looks okay, but it's a little clumsy.
That's fine. As I roll out of it, I cast Guiding Bolts, which is this radiant... I fucking missed, never mind. This radiant bolt flies out of my hammer nowhere near him.
Did the crowd boo or cheer when Rufus McStuffins jumped over and then rolled?
It was kind of a
Yeah. And
it's like a Wii golf kind of thing.
I shout over my shoulder to my companions, "Make good your escape!" I'll take care of him. He's Trask Olgo from the Indar Spire.
Sounds fair.
Oh fuck! I forgot that I think I put some different map versions in here. Hold on.
The floor disappears from underneath.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go.
No floor.
This is totally sunken, but now the only water left is right around. The rest of it is like ankle deep.
And so the fish, are they just like kind of like flopping around?
Yeah.
Okay. No danger.
Unless you get too close.
They can bite.
Few
bite
things
my
are more
ankles.
dangerous than a cornered fish.
Yep. True.
Do that.
All right.
Cronin.
All right,
Cronin.
so I'm going to hustle up these stairs, get on top of the cage, and use it to leap across over here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you are now. You see that there are a lot of dead people, and there are very few people left in the stadium. Almost everyone is fleeing.
Are there dead plumes around?
Yes.
I'll collect some of the plumes and take cover.
Nice.
And see if there's anything else worth looting while I'm out here.
Speaking of loot, I forgot to ask how much XP we got for all those kills.
Actually, anybody got better armor
We're
than my
not done
chainmail?
yet. Hold on. You were getting ahead of yourself. You had 6 seconds.
I'm very fast at looting.
Yeah. Bump Zumpo.
Oh, it's time. I'm gonna wander on down to this ladder, and I don't think I have enough movement left to climb. So
If you use your action to move, you can.
that's true. Actually, I can do that.
Yeah.
I climbed the ladder.
You have any bonus action
And-
spells?
I don't think so. Oh, you know what? Though you haven't used your bardic inspiration.
No, I haven't had to cause to yet.
Yeah, and I don't think I can give you 2 of them.
No.
Okay. I will. I guess I'll give bardic inspiration. No, I'll hold off on it because we're up here doing the important stuff. You might need it later. I'll stand there and smirk infuriatingly at this guy and say, "You're dead."
Girthquake.
I am. I don't know how to use the measuring thing, but I want to move as close to Cronin as I can.
Yeah, you're able to get up there.
Okay. Am I also able to jump across, or just I'm on top of the cage?
You're on top of the cage.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the way you use the measuring tool is you just select that tool. You know, it's the circle with the ruler coming out of it.
I didn't realize that was a ruler. Okay. Yeah, I'm money. All right, thank you. Whoopsies.
Yep.
Remember, you can use your action to move as well to get a double move.
No, but my point is he already had to do that to get up the ladder and then also to get on top of the cage.
I got you.
All right, rough stuffins. Oh no, I've been skipping this dude's turn. All right, this guy.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, he faces you and says, "Finally."
Who are you?
And he raises his hand and shoots a green bolt of light at you.
Please tell me this is disintegrate.
As he screams, Avada Kedavra.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
It does 50 damage.
5 damage.
Okay. Ugh, that hurts.
And it knocks you back. You fall off. He cackles and says, "I've waited for this for a long time."
I can't do like a strength saving throw or anything?
No, he says, "Fuck you."
This is sick.
Lord of Edges.
All right, now, can you describe more in order of what's going on around me?
Yeah, there's a mostly empty arena. You're like, in the bottom row of seats. The area is littered with corpses, some red plumes, some civilians. Or they're also just, people who are incapacitated who couldn't crawl any further. But the arena is actually somewhat quiet now.
What kind of armor are these?
But you can.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The armor that the red plumes guys are wearing, it's mostly chainmail.
Can I find an officer about my size with plate? Or splint or something better than chain?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say you can.
I will.
Now, it does take 10 minutes to put on heavy armor, so.
What side of the arena was Lord What's-His-Face on?
He was on the eastern side.
Ugh. Okay.
I guess I'll just grab the officer's corpse and carry it with me as I look for a tidy, out-of-the-way place and wait for my companions to catch up.
Gotcha.
And begin stripping the armor off him.
Okay.
Let's call it plate +1 just for ease of mint.
Oh, yeah, why not? Yeah, put that on your log. Bump Zumpo.
Time to just stroll on up to this guy. Stab him. There's no way this will go poorly. That's a 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice. It does. Ooh.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
That's a crit.
Oh.
Well, it's not a crit. It's just your max damage.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm being dumb. That's 11.
Yeah, so you pierce him and he goes, and then he dies.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Okay. With the arena floor cleared and the stadium guards dispersed, you have...
Oh, all of them?
Oh, wait, let's see.
What?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Leave, I guess. I'm gonna go down to my good friend, Rough Stuffins. Say, are you okay?
I'll be fine, and I cure my own wounds.
Nice. I was going to do that, and then I walk away. And, try to figure out a way. Is the only way out to climb on top of the bars and jump?
We can call out to them to have them throw down a rope or something.
You could make a perception check.
I could throw a rope over, too.
Yeah, just make a series of random checks. And then tell me when you come up with a number that you like.
I make a persuasion check to persuade the wall to come down.
So, you guys each get... split between you, you get 150 gold for finishing the adventure.
Wait, that's it?
Oh,
I'm
That's a
just
whole
gonna
adventure?
I'll mark 30 for myself.
Yeah, and you each get 200 XP.
Oh, wait, that means we leveled up.
Are we keeping these characters for a for a session afterwards?
I mean, if you want to.
We're level
So-
2 now, baby.
Yeah,
So
so,
if we-
I gave up because I was getting bored, and obviously kind of almost DM'd a little properly at the end, but that was Shackles of Blood.
Yeah, that was pretty awful. All right, everyone, welcome to the discussion, the roundtable discussion about Shackles of Blood. So I had this idea recently, like within the last week. I was listening to Shackles of Blood for no obvious reason, and it occurred to me that I think that this is a pretty special episode for late afternoon gaming, and so I wanted to redo a little bit of it, cut off the stuff on the front and back end of it, and replace it with something shorter on the front and then a discussion on the back end of some of the things that make this thing special. I know that it's one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite episodes that we've done, and I think that that's a sentiment that's generally shared among the late afternoon gaming members. Am I wrong about that?
No.
No, it's definitely a good one.
It's a favorite.
Yeah, and I think it's got an interesting legacy to it. So it's a continuation during the Tomb of Annihilation campaign when we didn't have enough people, or we just didn't want to do the main story or whatever. We would do Monster of the Week sessions that were unrelated generally to what was going on with the main story. And those were fun, and sometimes ended up being more fun than the actual campaign. And so I think that the Adventures League Downtime episodes ended up being sort of a replacement for that, but ended up being, but they ended up being like even better, even more fun, and even more enjoyable on a re-listen. I think that that's something that's pretty interesting about it. But I put a number of topics in the Table Talk material Discord thread, but again, I don't plan on discussing all those. But I'm curious, what's everyone's initial thoughts or feelings about Shackles of Blood in particular?
Well, I think that the most important thing about it, and I'm sure we can all agree, is that it is the sound effects. And I think that it's a damn shame that Shepard is lazy and hasn't been doing that since.
Yeah, one of the notes I put is, we've talked about it before, I think, off the podcast. And it was actually in the initial intro to the episode that I cut out, where I had put a sound effect in the episode that came before it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go crazy with them this time and see if we like it. And I think they ended up being funny, but it's so much work. It takes so... it probably tripled the time it took me to edit the episode to put all those sound effects in. And while it made it funny, for sure, and I'm glad I did it, it's unsustainable. That it's just, it's not something that's reasonable to do more often when it's something that I do on the side. This is a hobby. You know, if this is my job, sure, no problem. It's not my job. I have other things going on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's the sound effects definitely took it to the next level. Like all the sword being drawn out, and even like all the regular ones you'd expect, but also the trucks backing up at the construction site.
Yeah,
like
that's one of my favorites.
It was everything, and so I think we understand a lot of work, but man, it was fun.
I think my favorite sound effects that I put in are actually just little things that Duncan would describe an NPC saying something, or talk about as we're moving through Hillsfar. There would be, conversations about something or other. And when he said that, in the editing process, I just added in little bits of people saying those things. Like, for example, when we enter the stadium near the end, and he's describing what the people in the audience are doing, one of the things he says is, there are bookies calling out odds for gamblers. And then I put a little voice of myself going, odds for gamblers, in the background, like they were saying that literally. And I thought on listening, it's actually kind of funny if I put like just an actual example of people saying things in the background, because I think it makes the descriptions pop a little more. So I don't know. There's some funny ones in there. There's also a lot of really dumb ones, but I do love the construction one. It's pretty stupid.
Well, I think more generally, it's an instance of the style supporting the tone.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of that sound effects stuff wouldn't be appropriate for a lot of other sessions we do if they're slightly more serious. But in something that is meant to be funny and we're just trying to make each other laugh the whole time, then having like inserting things that make it a goofier recording, I think fit really well.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to listen to a Delta Green session as recorded, and then the same one
with like slide whistles and
see what that does for it. Yeah, that would be cool.
And every time I try to start a new campaign, I try to make it as grim and serious as possible, and then we hold to that for about a minute, and then get quite a bit sillier. So
I would disagree. I would say that we hold to it for about a minute, get quite a bit sillier, and then randomly deflect back to it also for about a minute before getting quite a bit sillier again. I think that we're inconsistent, but it does go back there occasionally.
But there's a difference between that, where ostensibly there's like some component of the story that's serious, and then something like this, where it's 100% silly. The premise is silly. Well, and let's talk about that for a minute. So, the structure of this episode is strange. At the time, we were still recording table talks at the front end of episodes, I think. Or
no, we had gotten away from that. Just
it
for
was
some
just
reason
for
we had a long
the downtimes
intro.
or something.
Yeah,
because
we didn't do table talks for downtimes.
Gotcha. But we started by, well, there's some amount of discussion of the previous Curse of Strahd session, and then I started talking about my experiences with Adventurers League, which is what we're kind of spoofing in this episode.
Right.
And then we made the bizarre decision to roleplay 2 levels deep, where we are role-playing a group of people playing Adventurers League and also doing that session, which sounds crazy. I think it turned out to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was genius. It's really funny.
And it wasn't something that we thought through very clearly or managed very deliberately. Like, we had kind of an introductory scene at like level 1 where we're in the comic shop, and then got into the session. And then we kind of came back to that, like, I want to say we took a bathroom break halfway through, and then it just made sense to do the same thing.
Yeah, it was after the river combat after we had been knocked unconscious. So yeah, like at the halfway point about.
Yeah. And what most listeners probably don't know is we did record a second Downtime in the same style, but ultimately didn't post it. And I think it was a combination of recording problems and just the session was boring. Or it was fine for us playing, but it didn't seem like it would translate well to a recording.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm interested in revisiting that, and I definitely want to do more Downtimes. But anyway, I float all of that out there for conversation.
Yeah. No, I think, most of what you stated is just purely factual, and there's no room for disagreement anyway. But of the things that I can't agree with,
let's
I
be
do.
crystal clear. I wasn't inviting anyone to disagree.
Oh, I see. But yeah, I do remember the session that the next one we did had another funny element where there was a Delta Green table right next to the Dungeons and Dragons table that we were sitting at, and the Delta Green table was a bunch of like Chads, like the DM was like 7 feet tall, and everyone at that table was really sexy. I don't know why you had chosen to portray them that way.
I engaged in a little bit of world building in episode 2.
And for some reason, every time we would like briefly cut over to them, the DM would tell them to do a SIGINT check every time.
Well, I also recall that they like zip-lined into every single location that they went to.
Yeah, it's like a James Bond film that they were in, which is not what happens in Delta Green.
So this is mostly a parody of Roland's Delta Green table.
Oh, okay.
Where all of us are very handsome.
I see. But yeah, I do remember for our other Downtimes, even with like the same characters, we didn't really do the 2 layers deep role playing. We just did Adventurers League, which was just an unrelated, sillier, more light adventure with different characters essentially that we were using Adventurers League rules for.
Yeah, and since if we're going to cut out the Adventurers League description part of the episode, I want to just give an abbreviated version here.
Yeah, please.
So many people play D&D at different tables. D&D is, of course, the sort of game that gets modified heavily with house rules by just about everyone. And so I don't know when this started, but at some point, whoever owned D&D at the time tried to come up with a system so that you could play D&D at one place, make some progress on a given character, and that character would be portable and you could take it to another table. Which means you've got to standardize the rules. You can't have people giving out incredibly powerful magical items. You've got to use experience points and not milestone leveling. And this is mostly aimed towards traditional play at comic shops, that kind of thing. So if you play at a comic shop in your hometown and then you move, you can keep playing with that same character that you've been playing a long time if it's an Adventurers League. And there's a somewhat rigorous note-taking, logging system that has to be signed by the dungeon master at the end of the game to clarify exactly what you did in that session. Culturally, within the TTRPG hobby, playing at comic shops or game stores, that used to be how you would meet new people, and that was basically the way that you would meet people that were also into the hobby, in a public setting, so you could figure out who was cool enough for you to get into a game, like at your house or their house or something like that. You didn't just want to invite strangers from Craigslist over to your house to play D&D. So the games themselves are very, well, as a result of the level of standardization and the like time constraints of a game like that, they wind up being stiff and awkward. And so I think they're like very clunky, and I wouldn't really want to play Adventurers League for any length of time. But I've done it before, and it's very interesting, and so I wanted to inflict that on these guys. And like Shepard was saying, the way we used to do it in our old Tomb of Annihilation campaign, where we started with, I think, 6 players, was we almost never had all 6 people at a given session because they would have other commitments. So we had a rule where if we had more than half, I think that was right. If we had 4, 5, or 6 people, we would do a session that advanced the main plot. But if we had fewer than half, we would still play, but we would do some kind of Monster of the Week style session, just like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer or in the X-Files. Some of the episodes move the main plot along, and some of them don't. It's just a 1 episode long kind of side quest. And so in this particular case, I think Nerf wasn't available, but Shepard and Jack were, and then Caboose and Roland, who play in some other games of ours, also happen to be available. So we thought, well, let's kill a couple of birds with one stone and do a Monster of the Week thing and introduce everyone to this, what I think is a very funny Adventurers League concept. And so I went and I looked up like the worst reviewed, most railroady, rage-inducing module I could find, and then didn't read it. Like came into the session deliberately cold.
Yeah, and I think it ended up being, I mean, again, very funny. As I listened to it this week, guys, I hadn't listened to it in a long time. There was just a lot of stuff that was very, like, funny about just the way it was structured, where there's, at one point, you're reading some flavor text, and it's, like, the formatting of the document is not very good, so you just say something to the effect of, oh, I guess that's where that sentence ends. And then, like, a minute later, you find the end of it somewhere else. You're like, oh, that's what happened there. Just, like, silly things like that ended up making, like, that, the delivery of it, our reactions to it, and the way we kind of built off all these different sort of memes and tropes of the idea that we were getting into. I thought it just ended up being very, very funny. I will say, you know, part of that XP system, I've never played a legitimate set of games with D&D or any other system where we use XP leveling. I've always used milestone, whether I'm running something or, you know, I'm playing in something. And I think there are some advantages to that, but there is something really satisfying about getting XP, even with these characters that I didn't care about. Like, I don't care about rough stuff and whatever, but it was exciting to get XP and to see that progress bar actually advance. Because I think one of the problems with milestone leveling is if the DM or GM or whoever doesn't make it clear what those milestones are, then it can be difficult to tell whether you're actually making progress towards your next level or not. Whereas with an XP system, regardless of how you're getting that XP, you can see that that number is getting closer to the cap for that level, and then you'll level up at some point.
Yeah, whether or not points mean anything, people love to score them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, I mean, points do mean something in my Monday night game, but yeah, people like XP, they like getting loot, even if it's stupid. And so that's definitely something to bear in mind if you're running a game like this. But I think, you know, more than anything mechanical about this session, well, we've talked about the setup. I want to talk a little bit about what happened next. So, we played it, and it was fun, and then I didn't really think any more of it. And it wasn't until maybe the following weekend that Shepard, you released the episode, and then you posted something along the lines of, hey, this is far and away the funniest thing we've ever put out. Everyone should listen to this episode. And like, I
do say that kind of frequently, so I can understand skepticism.
Well, it's because we just keep raising that bar higher and higher.
Yeah.
Your funniest episode can only ever get funnier.
And I just hadn't really given it any thought since we played, so I remember putting it on and thinking, like, oh, wow, this is really funny. And I hadn't planned on just listening to the whole thing because it's hours long, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was like, well, fuck, this is really funny. Is this it? Is this the secret ingredient? Like, have I found, or have we discovered the formula? And it's something like, if you want a really funny episode, you pick an intentionally, like, badly fitting Adventurers League module, don't prep it, and then just riff on it the whole time. Is that it? And then we started experimenting. Like, there are successive Downtime episodes are basically experiments with that and related formulas to try to figure out how do you just make perfect funny episodes.
Right, like there's a formula for it.
Well, I remember at one point you claimed you had found the formula. You said,
I have.
Oh, many times.
I've discovered how to recreate this.
And I actually have now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't reveal it here. You have to... That's for our patrons.
Uh-huh. Which we have yet to set up a Patreon.
Yeah, that's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed, by the way, that we don't have an OnlyFans yet. At least not that I know of.
Well, maybe you're just not a big enough fan.
Yeah.
I know that, I think, Duncan, you have, or at least for a time, you were using this episode as well as a litmus test for other people, or giving it to them as a litmus test for themselves, excuse me, of, hey, if you're curious about our podcast, listen to Shackles of Blood. If you don't like that episode, you won't like any of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. And I don't advertise the podcast much in my personal life, but there's a very specific environment in which I do. So I do run a lot of games, and I sometimes play in games as well. But whether it's, well, I talk about this all the time now, but I run a game with a bunch of coworkers that keeps getting bigger and bigger. And the more coworkers I play with, the more they tell me things like, oh, I know this other guy who either used to play but doesn't anymore and has been looking for a new game, or is really curious about playing but has never done it before and would love to come to a session. And so this like Monday night work game is kind of accelerating out of control. And it's very nice to be able to tell these people, especially, well, here's an example, a specific one. I have a coworker. I don't know her that well, but she, I guess, has been exposed to TTRPGs somehow. I don't know if she's like a Critical Role watcher or something like that, but she has, she decided she wanted to play, and then someone else told her that we have this game. And so she joined, and she's going to be starting with us in a couple of weeks. And she's very much an over-preparer type that, is very meticulous, does research, takes notes, things like that, at least in her professional life, and I imagine in her personal life as well.
Some of us just call those people preparers.
So it's nice to be able to reach out to a person like that and say, hey, check this out. You can listen to this podcast, and even if it's not really your cup of tea in terms of like the kind of media you would normally consume, this will give you an idea of just what it's like to be at the table. And so, I mean, if it's like a study materials thing, can't get any better than that. If it turns out you actually like listening to it, plenty more where that came from. But it's a nice starting point because it's funny, it's engaging, it's self-contained, it's only one episode. I think it highlights how, or at least indicates that the point isn't knowing a bunch of rules. It's just like being a cool person who gets along with the other people at the table, and everything else will kind of follow. But that is normally when I push the episode. It's either people who want to get involved and are unfamiliar, or the other one is people who want to play but don't have time to. And so they're like bummed out that they won't get to play with us, and I try to let them know that the table's not going anywhere. They can always come back later when circumstances change, but in the meantime, they can listen to us play and, still kind of be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, I do think something that you were mentioning, or that you were at least sort of alluding to, I remember a long, long time ago when I was first running the game for you and some of your buddies, I had used Critical Role as an example of, hey, check out this podcast. It's a podcast of people playing D&D, and since most of you were first-time players, it's you can get another impression of how this game can be played, and you can debate whether Critical Role is a good example of that for inexperienced players or something like that. But I think that it can be really instructive for players of, not even any particular game, but just TTRPGs in general, because when you boil it down, a lot of times the things you do at the table are pretty much the same for different systems. It's just mechanical differences. I think it can be really educational to watch shows or listen to podcasts or whatever of a lot of different ways or a lot of different tables, because those will all be different sort of styles. And it can be really enlightening of, hey, what should I be doing as a player? What are the kinds of things that, that I can do or should do or whatever. That's how I learned how to play these games, or to be a player at these games. It was listening to podcasts. So I think that ours is a pretty good example of people that generally like get along when they play and have like I don't know. I think we have a good time. And I think it can be educational for people who are getting into the hobby to listen to things like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be helpful for, like, if it's someone's first game like D&D, when, like, the opening narration happens, and then they know where they are, they know who they are, and then the DM hits them with, okay, so what do you do? And they have to make a decision, and they can do anything. I think that can be paralyzing for a lot of people, and just having listened to a few episodes of something will help people kind of take that first step, because otherwise I imagine it can be a bit daunting.
Yeah, and along those lines, when I'm playing with more experienced people, I know I can say things like, or like Jack, when you came and played in my Monday night game a couple of weeks ago, you got airdropped into a campaign that you weren't familiar with, and I gave you a very quick summary of what had been going on up until then, and then kind of sketched out in a couple of sentences what I thought we could do with your character over the course of the session. And then we went to the session. My players got set up, and then we recapped and we rolled right in. And a couple minutes into the scenario, I narrated a way that your character entered the scene, really with pretty much no warning, and then kicked it over to you and just said, Jack, can you tell them what they're looking at? What do they see? And you were able to pretty seamlessly pick that up and ad-lib something. I don't do that to brand new players because, as you just described,
unless you don't like them.
Right. Unless I want to make them extremely uncomfortable. But I think that's like a muscle that you develop over time, the ability to comfortably improvise. So anyway, I like this episode as something you can show to someone who isn't really that familiar, and I think they get the picture, And another thing that I like about it is it seems, I imagine, if you haven't heard this if you haven't listened to this sort of thing before and you listen to this episode, you may walk away with the impression that it didn't really seem to matter to anyone at the table whether or not they won. Like, it's fun regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean like you guys weren't trying to win, but that's not really the point.
Right, yeah, it was more just like, hey, what's the what's the most entertaining thing I could have my character do right now?
Yes.
Although I can definitely see, depending on what table you land at, that might be the wrong lesson.
Yeah, for sure. It's yeah, because I mean, there are tables where, again, it's, you know, if Jack shows up and he's supposed to be like the healer or something like that, like he needs to know how to heal and he needs to be focused on doing that correctly, because the like they're going into a deadly dungeon and they're relying on him to heal them. And so, you know, trying to, you know, do like a pratfall in the middle of it is inappropriate. That is a totally legitimate way of playing the game. But yeah, having like a significant tonal mismatch as a player doing that can be distracting at best. You know, and then meanwhile having, you know, flip those. If you're at a table that's just trying to have fun and be lighthearted about it, and you're way too hardcore about trying to win, that's also inappropriate. So yeah, that is true. You do have to like feel out your table and figure out what the tone is.
Speaking of tone, this is, I guess, taking a bit of a left turn here, but one of my favorite parts about Shackles of Blood is the first combat that we got into. Maintained the, like, you know, Duncan is being a bad DM, and that was very, like, front and center the whole time. We were all laughing about it. It was over fairly quickly. The second combat in the arena went on for long enough that Duncan slipped into his normal DMing habits, and for obviously the scenario was ridiculous, but for a little bit it turned into basically a normal, in terms of execution, D&D session for us. And then at some point somebody tried to do something unorthodox, and Duncan allowed it with a skill check the way that he normally would, and then somebody made the comment of like, well, that's not very Adventures League of you, and Duncan was like, oh yeah, fuck you, and then didn't allow the check, and then we were back into it, and it was kind of like a, oh right, we're doing this Adventures League thing, and just that like smooth slide into normality, and then that sudden snap back to ridiculousness, I always think is very funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the things I put as a comment in the thread here was something about like negotiating, where I think one of the things that makes this session funny and the send up of Adventures League funny is this very adversarial relationship between the DM and the players, where the example I gave here was when after we got knocked out and we're in the cart, I kept trying to like, oh, is that a short rest? Oh, is that a long rest? Like, well, is that a short rest? And like keep trying to like just nickel and dime the DM out of every possible thing I can get. And, you know, same thing happened in the combat before that, where Caboose actually had a comment where, I think it was Caboose, but all the enemies dipped their crossbow bolts in poison when the combat started. And Caboose, you said something to the effect of like, oh, what kind of action is that? Is that a bonus action? Is that happening on their turn? Mm-hmm. And then Duncan, you just ignored it and moved on. Where, you know, it's just like, it's very adversarial. It's not collaborative like our normal mode is. It's confrontational, and we're both trying to win. Like that's the tone we were setting, even though in reality we didn't really care. And I think that was a very funny, like, send up of something that's very real that happens at tables all the time.
There was a lot of...
There was also a comment of, there was a comment that Duncan made during the first combat in character as the bad DM, to the effect of, I've never lost to a player and that's not going to change today.
Yeah.
There was a lot of DM ignoring players' comments and just moving on with the scenario, and it was it was great every single time. But
Right.
also to that point, yeah, Duncan was pretty good at playing the bad, mean DM all the way through. That was great.
Thank you.
And along that line, I was wondering, was doing the second level of role playing, do you think that was essential into maintaining, or at least trying to maintain that dynamic? I just think it would be so different if without that second level role play. Like if we, but I don't know what you guys think. I just think it's almost essential to do that.
That's
I
actually,
think it was.
I had never thought about that, but that is a really interesting question. Because we did do more downtimes later where we didn't do the second level. We were running an Adventurers League module, but we were running it more or less the way we normally would. And they were fun, but they weren't magical in the same way.
Yeah.
Right, it was basically just a separate adventure.
Yeah, I had not connected those dots before, though. And I guess the short answer is I don't know, but I suspect there's something to that. And next time we do something like this, I think I want to do the 2-level thing again for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest components of it, people have been using the word adversarial, and I think that's the perfect word for it. In subsequent sessions, we lost that. And I think one of the main things that reinforced it during that first session was most of the actions that got taken, especially during combat, Duncan would comment on in his DM, his like roleplay DM voice, that like slightly higher nasal voice that the DM in the roleplay had. And that was like a consistent reminder to everybody that we had an enemy at the table. Whereas in subsequent sessions, we were just playing the game normally, and we didn't have that reminder.
Yeah. My inclination when you first asked the question, Caboose, was to say, no, it wasn't that important. But yeah, upon reflection, I do think that it was a constant reminder, or almost constant. Again, Jack mentioned that we kind of fell off at the end a bit as we got a little focus on the combat. But by and large, throughout the session, Duncan was having us do these sort of outrageous skill checks or whatever, or, putting us in these stupid situations and not letting us get out of them, or whatever the case may be.
Or, and this is a key one, being inconsistent.
Yeah, right.
Player A asks if they can do something. Yeah, sure, no problem. Player B asks if they can do the exact same thing. Gonna need several skill checks for that.
Right, yeah. Strange adjudication. I think at the beginning of Beneath the Hills, which I think was the second one, there was
like 7 strength checks to cut the tree down.
Yeah, and then all I wanted to do was make a funeral pyre, which is time consuming but not particularly difficult. And I kept having to do these checks over and over. And then at the end, when I finally got my funeral pyre, I say I want to light it on fire, which presumably would take some kind of check because I don't have any materials that would allow me to do that. And then you were like, yeah, okay, yeah, you catch it on fire, that's pretty easy. Where it was just this instant reversal of like the constant checks for everything.
Well, a good DM creates a feeling of learned helplessness.
Right, exactly. Makes them feel
the players.
Like victims constantly.
Yeah.
And so we started off with something a little similar, but then we, again, Caboose, to your point, I think without that, without the structure there, we very quickly just kind of forgot about it. And then, like I said, just ended up playing a session of D&D just with different characters.
Yeah.
Well, now I really do have the formula.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's locked in.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Listening back, I was definitely, even going through it was very kind of impressed that we all maintained that playing the second level. I feel like I've played a lot of games or whatever where, some setting would be set up right in the very beginning, and then everyone would forget or not play along with it or not remember. And then at the end of the session, you're like, oh yeah, that was a thing the whole time. But like whoopsies. But yeah, we kept it going, and that was That was a lot of fun.
Well, I need to just think of it as my like Dan Carlin quote voice,
Yeah.
where
Next time we're going to go 4 levels.
yeah,
Yeah. No, but and again, I don't want this to drag on too long because this is going to be tacked on to the end of the re-edit. So I think
retrospective.
yeah. But overall, I think that Shackles of Blood remains one of my favorite episodes. Time has not dulled it. We've improved a lot in terms of audio quality, which is very clear, I think, if you listen critically, just for the audio stuff. But that's really the only bad thing I have to say about the whole session. It's really good.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Like I said, it's my go-to thing to deploy for like a variety of different things. But I don't know. And well, so as far as I know, Caboose's current relationship pretty much owes its existence and success to Shackles of Blood. Is that true, Caboose? And can you elaborate?
Yeah. First road trip ever with this person. Put on Shackles of Blood to impress them, and it was a litmus test for like, is this like such a turnoff? And it was actually pretty neutral.
Pretty neutral. That's not bad,
Nice.
actually.
No.
Yeah.
No, they did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right? It wasn't negative, so it was positive.
She didn't jump out of the car while it was moving.
Yeah. It was, they did enjoy it. Probably not as much as us, but.
Now that we're on the open road and there are no stoplights.
Yeah, let me put this
I'm
on.
going to go ahead and turn this on.
Yeah.
Lock the doors.
But yeah, it was pretty early on our first road trip, so it was pretty funny. And yeah, I mean, I was laughing the whole time, and she was like, "Yeah, what is this?"
I hope you were engaged in the process the whole time too. If you're like, oh, but wait, this next part gets even better.
No, I would.
Wait till you hear what I say next.
I would pause it and like fill in some backstory stuff every once in a while. It was really
tell me about the lore.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Just
You are
the fact that
not
your
the only
relationship
person here
survived
who's
that.
done that.
All right, one at a time.
go
Okay.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
talking.
What do you want to eat?
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure Nerf did this as well and got a less positive reaction.
Yeah, I think he described exactly that.
Like, yeah, she was just, I don't get it. This is boring.
Yeah, please don't do this again.
Yeah.
Well, my wife now listens to every single podcast that's released, so it was not.
I think she's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah,
Yeah, but didn't you make her sign an agreement that you guys would get divorced if she didn't?
I'm also signed an NDA about that, so I can't discuss that.
Checks out.
It's classified.
That makes sense.